That's what. Discord, why are you being weird? Just enter. There you go. Want to catch up to me there? There you go. Boop, boop. And then, probably want to post it up there as well. It's kind of relevant. Bam.
Oh, Ensley, let me show you something real quick. I'll DM it to you.
Alright. So. The heck? Sure. Hello everyone, I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour, and today, I'm playing another episode of Lex Arcana, Susurros, Alienorum. As our Cantabarum spent a significant amount of time delving into the mysteries hidden within the Great Library of Alexandria and paying the price therein. And they had been entering into the 10th repository once again after a good night's rest, but nothing is ever as it seems. Tiberius, you had been resting the day before. You were pretty beaten up from a rather intense fight the other day. And after getting a bit of rest, you were able to learn where your Cantabarum had gone to. It wasn't very hard to find them. They went to wasn't hard to find where they were going. You heard that they were going to the library. And with a few choice questions, probably some shuddered demands and threats of violence, because, Tiberius, you figured that they were going to the 10th repository, which means they had to go to the 9th repository. Because that's, you can't really rest anywhere else.
I'll make my way there then, at my own pace, I suppose, with a clear focus in mind, because I remember how this place works. 10th repository, 10th repository, 10th repository, and then move forward.
Well, thankfully, the 9th repository is quite findable. It's just it's a part of the library, because you find your three of your fellow custodes lying on the floor, exhausted. Also, I forgot your dog.
I'll come up to Corvus and give him a quick prod with my foot. Hey,
Corvus,
right?
You wake up as you're being prodded.
Hey, wake up.
There's the dog. Bork.
Corvus.
Bork.
Corvus is not waking up, so I'll go over to Yulia.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Tiberius, have we just gotten to sleep, or?
What do you remember?
We finished researching the mummies of the Circle of the Usurped, and then we're going to get some rest. We have a side note that we can do a Demacia roll later to figure out if we know how to fight mummies in general. So yeah, we were going to come back up from the 10th repository and get some sleep.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay, so were you just getting to sleep, or what is this?
DM?
You tell me.
Well, sure, we can say we've been, because I think it was, if you're coming to see us in the morning, then we had been there in the evening or something. So, sure, let's say we've gotten a night's rest.
Tiberius, you can give me a Descientia roll.
Do I have to?
You might notice something about your Cantabarum.
I am rolling 3 dice for this. Crying out loud. That's why I asked.
Hey, the gods might intervene. You never know. Hey!
Starting the day off right with a god's intervention.
There you go.
And then we're back down where we started, in the gutter. Yeah, total of 4.
You can easily see that they seem dusty. Like fresh dust is on their clothes and in their hair.
I'll come up to Corvus's, I'll get a little bit closer to him and I'll like brush off the dust from his uniform. It seems like you've been sitting here for a while.
Huh.
I'll check Yulia's like hair. Is her hair covered in a film of dust as well?
Yep. And as you look over, Yulia, you slowly come awake.
My lady, are you alright?
Yes.
How long's it
Just
been since
tired.
we left with the Leviathan?
I've been resting for a good part of the day, and I finally felt that my wounds were convalescing enough that I rejoin you. It's been, Jim, how long? 24 hours? More?
Since you last saw them? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It's been a full day's rotation. But, do you feel exhausted still?
GM?
No, not really.
No, feel fine. The dust is unusual. Maybe
I'll
the ghost
pu-
was playing.
I'll nod over to Calypso. What's wrong with her?
I don't know. She was fine. Or as much as Calypso's ever fine.
By the gods. This
See if we can
library...
see if we can wake Calypso.
You stir at her, and she does not rise.
Hmm.
You know what? Do you think it's safe enough to leave her here for a little nap?
Does she appear to be doing that trance thing she does sometimes?
Decientia.
Investigation or medicine?
Medicine.
Okay. It's not great, but it's something. That's just not great.
You're not entirely sure. You can tell she's alive because she's breathing, but beyond that, you're not sure.
We take her back to our rooms at the Leviathan and get something to eat and see if we can maybe find Layla. She seems to have disappeared on us. Or
Do inform me, what have you found in the library? Anything pertinent to the investigation?
several things pertinent to the investigation.
Give me a rundown if you can, quickly.
Well, Calypso went on some sort of augury, all of which is posted in the Discord above Corby's picture of
Understood.
stars. And it's literally my direct note. So there are things in there like weird ass mummy. Let's see. Scroll. Okay, so we found out that the Layla told us that the snake things that were making people crazy on the what's his name, Ezram's body the last time you were here during that fight.
I remember there was a huge fight, yeah.
He had these. Excuse me, I've got something stuck in my throat.
That's okay.
Stop that.
Oh goodness. He had these snake, quote unquote, tattoos that were moving around his body.
Yeah, I remember.
And that seemed,
everybody who saw them got crazy.
Right. So Layla recognized them as a style of design that she usually associated with, like, armbands or van braces or something, made in the city, half-sunken city of Heraklion. So half of the city sank about 50 years ago. There was no earthquake, no any kind of sudden rise of the sea or anything. It was literally described to us as if the city had been on stilts, and the stilts had just suddenly sunk straight into the seafloor. And so we got a thread there to pull about the snake design. We found out about the city of Avaris, also known as the city of Aspis, which we were intrigued by because that came from our interrogation of Ezram's. He kept saying things like, see the sea of Aspis. founded in the coils of the mother of the abyss, and the coil biting the tail of the snake. So we got all. That's why we're interested in the snake and imagery and where it came from.
Okay.
And he mentioned skin divers, the free divers that apparently work in various places around the delta and the coast. So anyway, found out about Heraklion. We found out the city of Avaris/Aspis, founded before Rome, is a powerful and well-fortified settlement. It is east and off the map, kind of towards Sinai.
Okay.
Excellent defenses. It sank at some point into sand and mud, but started to revive and get pulled up and rebuilt and became a nexus for trade. Attracts wealth and those who want to take that wealth. So, hive of scum and villainy. The trading takes away is away from Alexandria and Rome's eye or direct eye. Something about it was dividing. It's on the dividing line between Upper and Lower Egypt, so probably more south than I was making it sound with Sinai.
Yeah.
It was historically relevant as Moses the First drove off the shepherd kings there and kind of established one of the first big dynasties. There's a cult to Seth or Set there. We went to the repository then. This is where Calypso was looking in her book for information about, I think, Black Pharaoh Neferka. And that's where all the notes are. I pretty much kind of transcribed her vision as much as I could.
Okay.
And from there, we from parts of her vision, we remembered that there's an eastern representatives from a far eastern land that had represented the Ma dynasty that Lex Arcana had contact with long ago, but never really
Chinese
followed
Empire.
up. Well, we think.
Okay.
Their emblem was a tiger that approached among a field of stars, and that kind of represented part of what Calypso saw. It's considered by the Lex Arcana to be a very obscure Far East cult, supposedly dynastic. They are close, but not. They're close and threatening, but not attacking. The Black Sun is coming, we learned, whatever that may mean. Calypso thinks that Media Nox, or midnight, may be relevant and active in this mystery.
Huh. Okay.
There is a suggestion that the Ma dynasty can be of help to us, but it's going to be, there are not many of them that around that might be able to. We found out about a city where there's a person named Hiror, which, upon asking Layla, he is the Hiror of Thebe, the city of Thebe, which is south from us down the Nile. He's the high priest of Amun-Ra. He's always been a proponent of Egyptian independence. Many respect him as a high priest of the old cults, but some have accused him of worse than just being kind of a within the system proponent of Egyptian independence.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, Thebe is one of those cities. Half of it's on one bank of the Nile, half of it's on the other bank. On the east bank is the city of the living. On the west bank is just a massive necropolis. But supposedly sometimes at night that the difference between the two blurs, if you will.
Okay.
Thebe is one of the largest and most populous cities with one of the finest, grandest temples in And then we learned about the Black Pharaoh, Nephrin Ka. Tall and lean, with dark skin, piercing eyes, will grant any wish for a price. Some would follow and free him. Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh, also known as Brotherhood of the Beast, Children of the Sphinx. Should he return, he will rally every force threatening Egypt under his banner and wash it over and under his power. He is the servant of Apophis, the Herald of the Void. Standard Nyarlathotep kind of things. When he rises, all shall come to him, all shall rise with him in the rebirth and glory, yada, yada, yada.
Can you give me some good news? Is there any good news?
Let's see. This was a book we found, and what was the 5 days and no more? Healing by his own existence, master of sands, consumer of life and soul of enemies, commanding great and minor insects with a speed even the gods cannot touch. And then I say 5 days and no more. There was a kind of annotation added, so we had to take the book out. We found some poor schmuck to look at the weird annotation for us, because of course we rolled the way we roll, which was a symbol from the language of Syrica, which is also known as the land of silk. So again, China, Ma Dynasty. It's not a word though; it just says Thuthome or Thuthome.
Okay.
So we returned that book, got uncursed, and then we researched down there the memories of the mummies of the Circle of the Usurped. Before the birth of Rome, the cult of Ra was abandoned. A strange pharaoh, long of face and body, arose, who took as his consort Queen Nefertiti. His name was Akhenaten. He built a new metropolis, monotheist, abandoned and outlawed all other gods and temples. So the gods abandoned the land and misery spread. In time, he fell ill, could not be helped, and he died. Succeeding pharaoh tried to make up for what he had done. The heresy of his work plagues the world today. Through his power, the Black Pharaoh gained might and attachments to Apophis. Black Pharaoh apparently is equated with Akhenaten. Years later, ancient mummies found in him a powerful ally and source of power. So these mummies were pre-existing. They were already in existence. They didn't spring from him or anything. They've been dead for thousands of years. They plot together and send messages through jackals, scorpions, even tomb robbers reaching out across the land, and will use whomever or whatever they can to gain control of Egypt. And from researching the Circle of the Usurped in specific, we have a chance to do a Demagia roll at some point in the future to see if we know how to deal with mummies in general.
My damage is not bad. Once you tell me about the mummies, do you think I can get a crack at it?
Well, I mean, we don't necessarily have to do it now.
Okay.
But it's just well, we can, obviously, but we can do it and then we can keep it in our back pocket. Player-wise, I think it might be helpful to wait until both you and Calypso are here so that you can both roll and maybe reduce the difficulty and we can learn as much as possible.
True. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see how pertinent it is to the situation at hand, I guess.
But
Okay.
back pocket. So yeah, long story short, the snake symbols in Heraklion, the temple to Set and things going on in Apsis. I'm probably saying that wrong. Then there's also way down the Nile, Thebe, down here. And then, of course, Akhet Aten, which is where the Black Pharaoh was buried. So we had talked about kind of like starting with Heraklion, which is pretty much, right here in Alexandria, then going eastwards and checking out Apsis and seeing what's going on there. And then, eventually Akhenaten and Thebe or something like that, just because of geographical localities. So, but at some point in this, we'd ask Layla we were going down and we asked her to just meet us in about 5 hours, because each trip takes about 4 hours, with some food. But when we came back, she was nowhere to be found, nor was there any food.
Okay, that's concerning.
Yeah.
Okay, game plan. Find Layla?
Yeah, I say we take Calypso back to the Leviathan, since we have rooms there. We also know the Layla's known to hang out there, so maybe we can see if anybody's seen her.
Yeah, I'll get Calypso up on my shoulder. Come. Let us get out of here.
Sounds like plan.
This library scares the
Agreed.
bejesus out of me. So,
Sorry,
yeah,
I know
Calypso,
I know it was an info dump, but last episode was all about info.
very informative. No, thank you very much for that. Calypso over my shoulder. Let's get the hell out of here.
Work.
Yep.
So you start walking through the streets of Alexandria, heading away further south to the Leviathan, which borders the Egyptian quarter, as it were. Who has the lowest IQ? No. Who has the lowest?
That would be me.
Octortus.
That would have to be me. I'm at 8.
Mine's at a 15, yeah. I think Yulia's is also large.
Mine's 13.
Yeah.
As you're walking through the streets, there seems to be a man who's just kind of like lounging on some steps, with a little flask next to him, and he points at Corvus and says, in Latin, heavily accented, "Ha ha! Dumb-looking foreigner! I bet you have to shave your face twice. It's so hairy. Ha 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 ha!"
Is he hairy?
Not really. It looks clean shaven in the picture.
Wow, it's Roman.
Fair. Don't pay attention to him. He's probably trying to sell you something. I haven't been to Egypt before, but I heard this is how it works.
Bet you eat that bird and sacrifice it to whatever god you used to worship.
I'm just planning to ignore this guy as, some sort of, guy who got into the good stuff a little too early.
Your mother fornicated with cows. As you keep walking away from him.
Oh, buddy. That's not cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Roman legionary and, part of the cohorts Arcana. I'm pretty sure I've had invective thrown at me before. It was just best to ignore.
Hell, you've had invective thrown at you in Rome for not being Roman enough, so, whatever.
Yeah, so, whatever.
And he continues hurling insults as you leave. People looking shocked that you didn't turn and butcher him where he was standing, because you wouldn't be the first foreigner to do that.
Yeah. I'll say something to Tiberius, but pitch it where it can be heard around me and go, remind me to buy some of what that old timer's drinking.
Trust me, friend, you do not want something of what he is drinking.
You arrive at the Leviathan. Leviathan himself is there. It's midday by the time you get there. There are, actually, by this point, there'd be plenty of people milling around and having their normal day, drinking like nothing bad happened not that long ago, although maybe it has more to do with the fact that Leviathan is, well, as the most populous taverna in Alexandria, most popular, it does attract trouble. But no, some people look up at you. You notice that some of Leviathan's goons are around, but he quickly, as they look at you, because these goons don't seem to be familiar with you, he just kind of gives them a quick nod of no, they're good, before they start giving you the stink eye like they did last time.
I'll catch Leviathan's eye and just give him like a fair nod as one warrior to another.
He gives you a wave, like hello.
Yeah. Let's get excuse me. Let's get
Calypso to the
Calypso
room.
settled.
Yeah.
And,
I'll carry her over to one of the rooms and lay her down on the bed. Do you think we should leave someone with her in case she goes off on one of her sleepwalking sections again? I could put Cicero here.
All of you, sensibilitas, as it seems Calypso is muttering something in her sleep.
She is a fancy thing.
Yeah, starting off great.
There it is.
Yeah. She whispers. Normally this would be a little harder because who listens to random whispers, but you all know your augur, when she says things, especially when she's unconscious, that usually means something. So you very quickly put your ear to her face to kind of catch what she's saying before, because you doubt she'll repeat herself. And do any of you know Macedonian? Or any of the Macedonian languages?
I know Greek.
Greek.
That's right, they would have spoken Greek in Macedon at the time, anyway.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she says something in Greek, which you're able to
understand
repeat
it.
quickly. You have to, enunciate it properly because you're not familiar. I imagine you're not familiar with Greek off the top of your head.
No.
But I'm clicking on all the buttons but the one I want. There we go. She says the Greek word for divers, which you think very quickly and go, oh, Urinatores is the word you'd use in Latin.
Divers?
Here's me thinking that was urinals. My fault.
I mean, there's a diving of a sort.
Note that down, note that down.
It's been a while since Latin. Yep, got it.
Probably Urinatores. Urinatores. It's the E. Yeah. My university Latin is old.
Yes, it's been some time for me as well.
That's all she says. She says the word in Greek, but you're able to quickly translate it because it's a single word. You have to think for a half second of, diver? Oh, that would be Urinator. That's right.
So it goes back to what Ezram was talking about. Everything sinks, even the Urinatores, deep free divers.
I know not what it means, but if you say so, then it must be true.
Maybe it's something connected with sunken half of Heraklion.
Perhaps, but that would just be our luck, wouldn't it?
So I'm going to go, after we got Calypso settled, since I don't speak Greek, I'm going to go down and try and talk to Leviathan and see if he has seen Layla recently.
Layla? No, she hasn't been by since you left. Just yesterday.
Do you know where she generally hangs out?
Well,
Here.
usually. But she also, she lives in Raktotus, the what you would call the Egyptian district, just north of here. Looks for work there as well from travelers if they wander around. He gestures, obviously.
We could go check there for her, although it might be dangerous.
Well, there's also... I'm worried something has happened to her because of us, but there's also the possibility that she got wise and decided to she won't have anything more to do with us.
Assume the worst, right? But expect the best.
We stick out in the Egyptian quarter like a sore thumb.
Mm-hmm.
Leviathan, if we were to provide remuneration, could you maybe send some of your friends to see if they can't find her? We don't. Our presence in the Egyptian quarter doesn't necessarily lead to people wanting to tell us anything. I'm seriously just worried about if she's okay. I need to figure out what's going on.
Give me your wallet. No, give me the society.
I'll nudge Yulia, and there was like, come on.
Streetwise?
Yeah,
Can I assist on this?
certainly could.
Cool.
Good.
Does decorum apply?
I don't think that applies here. Decorum won't really convince the barman Leviathan to be extra helpful.
No? Alright. Then just 20.
Just 20.
What? I am the society bot.
There you go.
Corvus tries to be sly and clever, but the streets of Alexandria are not the streets you would find in back home, or even Rome for that matter. There's a certain level of distrust Leviathan has of you, even despite fighting alongside you, because at the end of the day, Egypt has always resented Roman occupation. But Yulia is able to kind of smooth it out a little bit. You know, it's not about her being in trouble. She's not in trouble. No, really. We really want to help. We just want to make sure she's okay. Just reiterating that it's not about... It's not even necessarily your duty to find her. You're just trying to be nice and help. Which, you know, that goes a lot further than anything else. And he says... If she were in trouble, she would know to come here. If she were killed, we would have heard about it. She's well loved in Rhotosis. Many people know her. So there would have been quite the noise about it. If she left you and did not tell you why, then I either think a friend of hers was in trouble and she needed to rush away on short notice. Though she would have left a note, I would think. But I wonder what would draw her attention to look into on her own. Something that she thought, if you went and looked, it would be harmful to you. Somehow she would report it back to you, or try and report it to me. Perhaps she has friends who may not want to see foreigners asking pointed questions.
That's at least reassuring, somewhat. Well, fair enough. I think it sounds like if she is hurt or killed, then Leviathan would hear about it. And if she is looking for us or is in trouble, she would come here. So,
So no point in going to Arctosis then to check. Is that right?
yeah, I mean, just from the last time we were there and what we know about Egypt, it's not exactly a place where information is going to be terribly forthcoming to us.
I
Well,
wholeheartedly agree, but that leaves us in a bit of a dead end. What else did you have in mind?
Well, I say we proceed to the market in Heraklion and see if we see any people selling bracelets, van braces with that same kind of snake symbology. I mean, Corvus got a pretty good look at it, God help him. So I think he could recognize the basic design.
Okay, very well. Why don't we move our way over to Heraklion then? It's a bit of a trip, isn't it?
No, it's like
It's along the coast northeast of Alexandria. Like it's a little bit of a walk, but like from Alexandria's Pomerium, you're looking at like maybe 15-minute, 30-minute walk. It's not super far away.
A question: are we going to gear up for this? Do you expect trouble?
I mean, I don't know.
Would you mind if I did the precaution of gearing up?
No.
In war gear.
For the moment, Corvus will just keep on his leathers. I mean, he's been walking around in light armor anyway.
Yeah, I'll put on my musculata and take my big helmet along for the ride as well. The helmet with the plume on it, I'll carry it somewhere like on the horse while I'm not riding.
Mm.
I'm guessing it's way too hot for that stuff.
It's pretty hot, yeah. Well, I mean, it's
It's more-
lesser
it's more
hot.
winter
It is.
time, right?
It is winter.
Yeah,
It's not as hot as it could be.
And there's a sea breeze.
Yep.
Yeah, in that case, I'll gear up and I'll get all suited up and meet everyone outside with some horses, if possible. Let's get that done.
We're able to secure some.
Okay. Let's head to Heraklion and see if we can't find the market for jewelers, I would guess, or I don't know.
Yulia and Corvus, are you in war gear, or are you just traveling normally, shall we say?
Well, Corvus has been in his leather armor with, his sword and stuff, just, not the bright, shiny silver armor.
Yulia?
I would be in my Luricus Squamata.
So you'd be war geared up, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
I may wind up regretting it, but at least I have a little armor.
Hey, after getting caught in that bar fight with no armor and soaking up all that damage, sorry, I don't want to go into potential danger with nothing on me.
Were you caught in the bar fight, or did you start the bar fight?
Hey man, don't give me grief, come on.
You ride on your horses. It's not a fairly long ride. It's a short. I mean, if it was 15 to 30 minute walk, it is a much shorter ride. And just as you start leaving Alexandria, it's almost like the moment you break the Pomerium, that's when the weather just turns on you. And it starts raining.
Well, in that case, good thing that we brought along the horses. At least we'll be stepping in less mud.
Well, I will wrap my raven cloak around me.
Likewise. Rain's not common for this part of the world, though, right?
Nope. Even as you start riding away from Alexandria, you can hear people exulting into the air, thanking the gods for their blessings.
Yeah, I mean, I know that the Nile likes to flood sometimes, but it's a natural sort of flood. It's not rain-caused flood, at least I think.
Right.
Generally, yeah.
This is mighty strange. It's happening again. Can you feel it? Something grim on the wind.
Is it
Do you
like an
think-
unusually cold rain like we've experienced elsewhere, or?
It's a cool winter rain, and compared to some of the heat you felt, it actually seems to be helping you relax. Your horses seem to be kind of like they're slowing down because the ground's muddier, but they seem a little more comfortable. Cicero is like every so often, just kind of numb at the air because of water. Ferox looks irritated and tries to duck the water every so often, but then after it rains for a little bit, Ferox gets used to it, just kind of, yeah, I'm being rained
There's
on.
a bird bath thing.
I wanted to ask something. Shit. I'll remember it. Go on, please.
And you actually notice some travelers who are walking this back toward Alexandria, like they were coming, they look like people who are coming along a road that comes along Memphis toward Alexandria, but you're going they're on a main road, and you're about to veer off down toward the coast. You actually notice they stopped, and there's a brief moment where you think, oh, they must have stopped because we're in war gear and we're heading their direction. You actually see that they seem to be aligned themselves in a makeshift triangle, and they have their hands joined in prayer. And they seemed, and every so often you see one of them flick up a coin into the air and let it fall into the middle of them, continue praying. Another one flicks up a coin, continues praying.
I would not relax too much in this rain if I were you, fellow travelers. Do you remember what happened last time? Well, right here is a land known for much rain, if you'll pardon me, Corvus, but even then it seemed to chill the bones. Do you think he's gaining power?
I mean, this feels different from the other rains we've experienced elsewhere.
Still,
Unusual, but perhaps not necessarily unnatural.
you will forgive me if I'm still somewhat wary.
Of course.
In our line of work, I don't think you can afford not to be.
But as long as
course.
these... Go ahead.
I think she just agreed.
Oh. Well, as long as this triumvirate of praying people don't seem to having the intent of bothering us, I don't see any reason for us to bother them.
Right. Well, GM, what are they worshipping? Is it something that I'd recognize?
Give me Demagia. You don't understand Egyptian, but you might catch a god name and go, oh, well, I don't know what you're saying, but I know what god you're talking to, sort of thing.
Imperial or forbidden cults?
Imperial cult?
Okay. Tossing a coin, it could be Hermes. 7?
If it's a version of the Imperial... it's Imperial cult related, but it's some Egyptian version of it. Maybe Hermes, but you're really not sure.
Because Hermes was, among other things, like the god of wealth and trade, right? So...
Maybe. You don't hear his name, but you're not sure what the Egyptian version of Hermes is. So, but that's a guess. That's probably a good guess as any.
Yeah, it's not out of this world. Okay, well, it seems to be some sort of imperial cult. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Even if it is something, it's within our tolerations. Move on. The sooner we reach Heracleon, the sooner we can get out of the rain.
Yep.
And as you arrive within sight of Herculon, you each gain 1 pietas as the rain stops. Almost as if the rain was there to make sure your journey was comfortable.
Ah.
Well, forgive me for being a doubting Thomas.
Can that take us over our maximum or no?
Sadly, no.
Okay. Still. Nice.
Because once the rain goes away, because it doesn't stay around for too long, it's like, you know what? We're wet, but it's hot out, so it's getting dried off pretty quickly. This is kind of comfortable. Yep. It's like diving into the ocean on a hot day and getting to cool off in the ocean breeze. Like, it's pretty... If anything, you actually feel a slight chill for a second. It's like, oof.
Cooling through evaporation.
Yeah.
So what awaits us in Heraclin? What kind of a place is this?
Come upon... Whoopsie. I didn't mean to do that. I'm okay.
We come upon a whoopsie. Give me trouble.
Yeah, I just... Don't worry, folks. It's coming back. There you go. It is...
That's the one thing that annoyed me about Roll20. It doesn't have an undo button. I've screwed up so many things that I can't press undo.
You kind of can. Control-Z can pull back some stuff.
Some.
But not all. Never all.
Never all.
Oops, no. There you go. That's right. So I need to get the rest of the significant markers. There's only one more set, but still, it'd be nice to get. So, you ride upon Herculon. And it is... If you had not been thinking to come by here, this is the sort of place that you probably would have ridden by and not thought twice of it. It is out of the way. There is a path that... There's a road here, but it's not maintained anymore. Rome at some point just decided... the governor probably just said, forget it, who cares? It's not the main road, it's a rural road. If they want to fix it, they can fix it. Alexandria isn't going to keep it up. It's not worth it to us. But it looks like the road used to go to somewhere important, because you don't build nice roads to places that you don't care about. You can even see some of it, kind of the stonework kind of being being covered away in sand. But, Roman roads are pretty well built, so for a while... This was an imperial road to a pretty important city, or settlement, if nothing else. But instead, you see what was a city is but a small village of fishermen and boatmen carrying about their day. Although there is some dirty looks your way, because you look kind of pretty armed, and that usually means trouble, but you know what? They're not going to attract your attention if they don't have to.
That's good. Right, Corvus, what was your intent? Or Yulia, I don't mind much.
I was going to look for an artisan or a marketplace where they might be selling the kind of snake motif vambraces and jewelry that Layla said that what's-his-face's markings reminded her of.
Okay. Is there a trade corridor here in this town?
You look around. And you see there's like an semblance of mercantile activity. Very rough stalls, kind of quickly put up. But it does look pretty abandoned. Like, it looks like there would be a lot more, but there's only like a scattering of a few here or there. Like, it looks like there normally would be a much larger market, but it's been reduced for whatever reason today. Like, it's, you can see the obvious place. You can even see in the indent where there would have been a stall that's been pulled down and just not set up again today.
Can I approach one of the stands if there's anything like, I don't know, food or something, whatever stand?
You walk up. And the Egyptian looks at you, stares at you, watches your
I'll
hands
speak.
carefully.
I'll speak to him in Latin. Salve, good man. Do you have anything for the road which I could take? Or buy, rather?
He stares at you.
I'll try Punic. Can you understand me?
He stares at you.
I'll try Berber.
I'll try Greek.
He
You understand
sighs.
Greek?
I understand Greek.
Could you pose a well-meaning question to him, Madame Rufina, that I'm searching to purchase some lovely jewelry for my lovely wife, and I would like to see if there is something in this town, hamlet, village, whatever.
I will relay the question.
He stares at you.
I am not his wife, for clarity. I will not.
He raises his
Greek.
eyebrows at you.
And it's important to say. This guy's just straight up being non-responsive to us?
Or the
He
GM's looking something up.
Or that.
gestures to his table. And actually, you notice his table was covered, which is odd for a merchant. You would think you'd want to see everything. He grabs the very thin bit of fabric and hauls it away very quickly. And he points and says in Greek. And you see as much. He just kind of narrates, if you will, what exactly he has. Fish. Dried fish. Fish oil. Brine. Leek. Lentil. Grabs a flask. Soot. Greek beer. And he points to another table that's still covered, but it's a little away from it. It's away from his arm's grasp. He'd have to move over to get to it. He just points and says, fishing things, nets, hooks. And he very quickly covers his stuff again. And you actually notice that some flies actually start coming over to his table, and then when he covers it, they bother at the blanket for a second, and then they go away.
Ask him if he has any problems with the local wildlife. How would he keep his goods covered like that?
Because of the flies, I would assume.
I know, but where are they coming from? I don't think... I've been to fish markets before, back in Mauritania, and while flies were a general problem, merchants didn't care much. Most of the time, anyway.
I'll ask him about it.
Flies, seagulls, thieves.
Seagulls, I will relay to him. And thieves.
No, thieves. Any problems with thieves around these parts?
I'll ask him if thieves are a major issue.
Only foreign ones. Stare. Though he you notice when he's looking at you, Yulia, he softens his face a bit, like he realizes he's saying that a little accusatory at you, and then he gives a sort of hand wave gesture of not you, and then kind of motions at Tiberius and Corvus, like obviously not you, those two.
Huh. I shall choose
I will
not to
say
take it as an insult.
My companions are not thieves either.
They're foreign, and not as well spoken as you are. They speak conquerors' tongues.
You mean
I
Latin?
haven't said a word.
You look foreign. You probably speak conqueror tongue. You all look the same to him. You're all northerners. What do you know?
Oh, in that case, I don't know. Do you think you can get anything out of him? Any information? Or shall we just try and see what we can find around town?
I will ask
Give
if
it-
he knows of any jewelry seller. And if he. And I will also perhaps buy some of the dried fish for travel rations. Just because for his trouble.
Give me to society.
Alright. Does negotiation apply in this case?
It does, yeah. Because you're offering, hey, I'll buy some stuff. Do me a favor? Like, sure. You're a customer now. I'll be nicer to you. You're obviously not a thief because you're buying things from him.
The nerve.
70?
You actually showcase an in-depth knowledge of his fish, and you start picking out things that you know will go with the road. You know not to buy anything fresh unless you plan to eat it like today, or you plan to dry it yourself. So you start buying like the more expensive things, like the stuff he's already dried and worked on and stuff. So you get some, and actually you start rattling off the Egyptian words for them because as a patrician, you would know what the trade of various fish is and what they're called, because it's easier to record things. So you ask for Fisica, some dried fish strings. You had some for fish oil for your for like a lamp, and for some medicines and stuff. And you ask him if he has a certain kind of brine that's for cooking rather than just for other things. And you have a nice animated conversation back and forth. He's having a great day. Like you almost buy out like one of his the basically his all his stuff from his prepped table. You buy almost all of it. And it's not even a waste of your money. It's actually stuff that would be kind of useful for later. You could have gotten in Alexandria probably better stuff, honestly. But hey, you pick and you leave stuff behind that a good eye would go. There's stuff that you know he'd have a problem selling, and you say, well, I'd buy that. And then he gets the point of, okay, fine, I'll answer your question, sort of look. Because you're basically doing him a favor by getting rid of stuff he knows he'll struggle to sell. Either because it's too expensive, or it's just not that good, even to the locals,
Oh, so now we're stuck with like local Egyptian delicacies. Bollocks of the fish, I don't know.
Well, okay. Since you've been such a great customer, and you've shown that you are civilized, if you're looking for jewelry, a kind that you'd find around here, honestly, I don't trade in that sort of thing. We're fisher folk. What I sell here is what we sell. And I'm the only one who doesn't answer to Amos Katara. Or
Could you write that down?
Or her ilk.
What's the issue with this Amos Katara?
Well, you didn't hear this from me, but she is the shield of the sea, the aspis of the sea. She is a protector of trade and commerce in the Delta. if you understand what I'm saying.
Nice fishing boat you got there. Be ashamed if something happened to it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Shit, even ancient Egypt had problems with the mob.
Just there's that word again.
Because you realize when he says aspis, you think, oh, right, aspis is a way to say shield.
Ah.
Like a small, round shield for Macedonia.
Okay.
Not a small, but like small compared to Roman shields, to give you an idea. And you notice he says that very quietly, and then he realizes he's speaking in Greek, and you kind of get this feeling that not everyone here probably speaks Greek. Like this guy, as a fisher person who trades a lot, probably deals with Macedonians. And Macedonia has had a long history with Egypt, so there's quite a few Egyptians who know the Macedonian languages like Greek. You do know some people are paying attention to your talk with this guy. Like they were trying to keep their heads down, not draw your attention. But now most of the villagers are watching you talk to this guy and buy things from him. But you're buying things from him actually tends to make people ease off. Like, what are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? Oh, okay, they're gonna go away now. Oh, they're buying more. They're buying more. I have other things to do. And they'll go off and do other things. Like, I'm not gonna watch this person shop all day. I no.
Oh, very fun activities, could be.
I mean, it's cool for like a half hour, but after that, you're like, oh god. Ooh, what is this exotic thing? It's fish oil. Ooh, isn't it so nice? It's fish oil.
Still fish oil.
You have it back where you're from, I assume. But it's Egyptian fish oil. Yes it is.
Can you ask him where this person takes... if he knows where they reside? Perhaps the mob can be of some use to us in our investigation, if we dare to stoop so low.
Well, I mean, did he ever tell us where we could find a jewelry maker around here? Or was... Because he
I would
started saying...
ask after the jewelry maker again. Now that, I've bought some stuff.
He looks at you puzzled and says, I believe I told you.
I missed that. I thought he was saying... if you're looking for jewelry, the kind that made around here, I do fish because we're fishermen, and I'm the only one around here not beholding to Aspis and her ilk.
So Aspis and her ilk probably make the jewelry.
Yeah, I guess so.
Got it.
Ask where we can find Aspis.
Or her ilk.
Or her ilk.
I'll ask.
But formulated nicely.
I will ask after that.
You seem like a respectable young lady. I don't think you want to associate with people like her. Those two, maybe. They look like the kind who would be hired by her, but you could find a good husband and raise a family and live a long life. Don't mix yourself up with things like that.
Maybe ask him about the snake motif?
Yeah, I'll ask him about that.
What do you ask him?
I'll ask him. I'll say I've noticed people with. I've noticed a lot of snake decorations. What can you tell me about those?
Well, I mean, here in Egypt, it is a creature that we respect and also learn to be wary of. Because when you think of snakes here, or when we think of snakes, we think of Wadjet, a goddess we have here. We think of those snakes that represent the Eye of Ra and his divine authority. We use it frequently to ward away evil as a symbol. So, if you worry of a greater snake, you invoke the word of a greater snake. That said, we also recognize the dangers, the chaos and evil that lurks in some snakes' hearts. Like Apep, the giant serpent of the underworld who tried to swallow Ra, and tries to. And if he ever were to succeed, all would end. But Ra is mighty and powerful, and that has... He gestures above, like, obviously the sun's here, sort of look. It is in this that we are blessed, that we are under the protection of the mighty and powerful. But Ra is Ra. You and I are but people, and we must be wary. There is, of course, the emblem we use in things like the Ouroboros, the tail, the snake that eats its own tail. This cycle of death and life. So, where you're from, I imagine the snake is a wary thing, a scary thing. And it can be here too, but we've learned to not fear it, but respect it. So if you see someone with snake jewelry, they could be evoking protection, showing their pietas, as the Romans would say. Or, and he leaves the rest unsaid.
I see. I will translate what he mentioned and add editorially that I think he is implying that they are associated with the people that, like, they might be associated with the people that we are interested in meeting and dealing with.
I see. I have a theory about those as well, but I'll share it perhaps later.
But,
Anything else you think you can get out of this guy?
Well, Layla did say she had a friend who bought a pair of van braces with a snake design on it from here in Heraklion, so...
I have a feeling it might be where the ilk resides at the very
Yeah.
least.
Yes. I think you're correct.
And furthermore, this man thinks that all those who speak Latin are thieves. Legionaries are thieves. Perhaps there is more to our little mobster than meets the eye. Roman in origin, perhaps? Yet sowing chaos here.
Or, you know, he could just be an Egyptian who thinks that Rome stole his country.
Ah! They've come to terms with it, as have Mauritanians a long time ago. Sure.
I will stay silent at that just because I'm sure as a patrician I hear enough scuttlebutt about regional rebellions that that is not
That's not entirely
necessarily the
accurate.
case.
And I think Tiberius has little to say about it because his parents were, well, Romans who moved to,
Yeah.
to the frontier
Yeah.
anyway. Oh yeah, they
yeah.
accepted it. They were cool with that.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Not that
I
don't
lived with the
necessarily
Germans right over
disapprove of
there.
your view, given that I am a patrician myself, but
No, I understand. I would like
Well-
to find this woman. Perhaps she has the answers to our problems, at least some.
Well, let's wander around some more. See if we can find any other kind of mercantile activity that might be what we're looking for.
How about we find an inn and we get out of these clothes first? Oh well, this war gear. If we are to attract the attention of the mob, then perhaps we too must pretend as if we are loaded with money and ready to be robbed. Perhaps at knife point.
I think it may be too late to disguise ourselves here.
Fair
'Cause,
enough.
Everybody was watching us while we were dealing with this guy, so I can't imagine that the word is not out. But yeah, let's see what else we can see and find in this town.
yes.
You find various. Oh, go ahead.
Corvus will also keep an eye out for anybody who seems to be diving. Like, I'll keep an eye out on the shore in the parts of the sunken city, which I'm assuming it's kind of obvious where that begins.
Oh yeah. You can even look when you look this close to the water. When you look over, you can actually see shadows of the sunken city below in the water.
Cool. Yeah, I actually saw an exhibit of stuff pulled up from Heraklion in the St. Louis Museum. It was really cool. So yeah, I'll just kind of keep an eye out for, anybody who seems to be, doing free diving kind of things.
Sensibilities.
But yeah. No. Team. Yeah.
You see a village. You see its people carrying out their fishing days or tending to their families. You see a couple boats, people just sitting there on the water with their lines sitting. They have kind of spread out away from the city a bit, but there are some that are sitting right over the city. You don't see anyone diving at the moment.
Just kind of keeping a weather eye out.
But anyway, if I was a mobster, where would I hang out? At the bar, of course. Is there an inn or a taberna around here?
You see various houses. You see fish hanging out on some wooden reed structures. You see people giving you a look because you're eyeing the village. You're a weird foreigner in armor and armed. So, they'll not stare at you very long, but they'll kind of wonder what you're staring at them for, and then they carry on. And you look some more, and yeah, it's just a bunch of houses. It's just, people just live here. This is not a place that's meant for travelers. Whatever tavernas and mancios and all other such things they once had as a city, it's probably under the water.
Is there a legion outpost around here, perhaps?
No, there'd be no need. Alexandria is just a quick ride away.
That's true. Garrison for the local guard, is there any?
What? Why guard a fishing village? It's not tactically, it's not strategically
Hydras?
important.
I don't know. Hydras, keeping law and order. Yeah, don't they have any sort of local militia to keep law and order?
No, you don't see anybody.
Yeah, why would they? Rome really didn't.
I'll give you
Even
a
in
roll
Rome.
here because you have served in the military for a while, like before you even joined the Lex Arcana. I'll ask you for Debello.
You got that. Castrum as a focus, perhaps.
Yep, that was my thought. That was my thought pattern.
Very
Exactly.
good. Because even in Rome, they'd have, someone on this. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Nada.
Well,
Seven.
seven is normal. You look around. You think about it. You're right. Like it's like some settlements, you would have something there, even just like a token, like a guy, just to help out. Like if something happens, he's the guy with the sword. He's the guy with the law. He'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Because you don't want to have to run to the town every time something happens. Because things might escalate before things get out of hand. You know what I mean? You'd rather just have somebody here. But you think of back home. Like yes, that was true in Italia, in Rome. Certainly, even urban Rome, but I mean like poor Rome is what I'm driving at there. But back home, there's the cities where the Rome actually cares about what's going on. There's towns where Rome cares because that's commerce, that's resources, that's food. But a tiny little village like this, there's maybe you'd be surprised there's more than 100 people here. Off the top of your head, like in this whole village.
Right, but I'll confide over to my companions. Something is bothering me. The villagers here, they complain about local strongmen and strongwomen taking care of business their own way. The government has neglected this place, and I suppose by right, what business have they here? Yet something doesn't feel right. Surely some word, some complaint would have been filed over by someone in Alexandria about what is going on here, and there would have been perhaps a few guards here and there to at least try and keep the peace.
Ingenio.
Oh, no, I'm not very ingenious.
Can others assist?
Oh, certainly. He raised the question, so.
I got a 4.
Excellent.
Roll better, please. That is better, but it's not quite there.
Fingers crossed. I mean, technically it's better.
We reduced the diff by 2, so potentially.
Yeah, the Demiurge cannot offer any further information, but you are free to speculate.
Okay, well then let me finish my thoughts for a second. I am concerned that there isn't at least something here. Imagine, pray tell, that if this village was attacked by bandits, sure, Alexandria was right there, but without anyone to inform Alexandria, the bandits would be here and gone before the guards were even alerted. Something's not quite right here. And please tell me that I am going insane or something. Or do you feel the same way? Maybe I am just being paranoid, but frankly, with everything that we've been doing, would you allow a little room for paranoia?
Well, it could be that the only bandits in the area that people have to worry about are this Ames Katara.
And yet, perhaps nobody...
Besides Alexandria, is there any other, small town settlement nearby that is bigger than what's left of Heraklion?
You have to go a bit of a distance. You'd have to go all the way to like Memphis or for a proper town.
Okay.
A smaller village that's like big, like not like this place is barely a hamlet. Like this is the sort of
Right.
place you'd be like, you know what, just move to Alexandria. What do you?
Right.
It's right there. Just move there. But if you were like at a proper settlement, such as it is, you'd be like Taposiris Magna. That would be like a proper village.
What's the distance from Heraklion to Taposiris Magna? 15 units.
You'd guess maybe a day's ride.
Okay.
Memphis, less than that.
Let me scroll back through my notes.
By water, it'd probably be a little quicker if you're trying to get to Memphis. But yeah, if you're trying to get to...
We should have asked the tradesman about the signs of the market having been larger relatively recently.
What do you think it means?
Well, I mean, that's the thing, because like it might be, well, yeah, the market used to be bigger, but now everybody's selling stuff in, you know, the X market of Alexandria or something. So we might get, yeah, because looking back at my notes, Layla has seen the same type of tattoos that Ezram has. It's local work, same pattern that you would make for a van brace in Heraklion. I don't know. Maybe this is a bum lead, or maybe we're just rolling so low we're not seeing what we ought to be seeing.
I would keep our eyes peeled for this, because far be it for me to say anything, but we have encountered people in the past that have been seeming bandits of a sort, yet they have worshipped powers far beyond their scope.
Fair enough. Well, as we head out town, I guess, Yulia, do you want to maybe ask the vendor about why the market appears to have decreased?
Yeah, I'll ask about it. The market seems like it used to be much larger than this. What happened to it?
Well, young lady, I would say that when well-armored and well-guarded ladies of wealth and breeding, such as yourself, are known to be coming from the city of Alexandria, merchants like myself will gladly take civilized money. However, others may see in your face and skin and hair, surrounded by your steel, that perhaps you are here on governor's business, or worse yet, senatorial business. And it would be wiser for them not to be here than to sell to you at all.
What would be so dangerous about governor's business?
Well, if all of them are in with this gangster ilk, then yeah, they got word that we were coming and made themselves scarce. Because if they're involved in something like that, then there might be the governor finally deciding to come down on it or something.
But who could have warned them? We only saw the cultists, no one else.
I mean, we're not terribly
Not exactly
inconspicuous.
subtle.
Right.
Oh, I understand this, yes.
Right, we're going to Heraklion, so we're going to need horses. Well, we're getting horses to go to Heraklion. There's all sorts of ways that news could have traveled before us. You know, and there were people going both ways in the road. So, I think Corvus anyway thinks that this just comes down to the fact that we are who we are and haven't been particularly hiding that, particularly on this little jaunt. So, word preceded us.
I'm willing to accept that at least. That's fine. Doesn't matter. I'd still like to get to the bottom of this unless you think this is a dead end. Although, I think perhaps we may have some luck with it. In any case, ridding the countryside of bandits, perhaps, while not our job, comforts the soul a little bit.
Fork.
That's right, boy.
I just don't see that we have a thread to pull on here if everybody associated who might be associated with this has decided to pull up stakes and hide out for the day.
That is true, but keep that name in the back of your head. I think we can return to Alexandria and perhaps ask some officials if they've seen anything.
We know some names to ask about, at least when we return to Alexandria.
Yes.
Ask him if there's been any, tell him that our friend specifically mentioned a vambrace with snakes, and if there's been any kind of hiccup in the market for such artifacts or such local snake work. I mean, he's not selling it, but he's in the market every day, so he might have seen something. It's my
I'll ask
last
about it, yeah.
my last gasp of maybe something.
I'll ask if he's heard of a artisan who makes snake patterned fan braces.
Well, any artisans, as you call them, that Herculon would have had either sank below the waves with all their goodly and earthly things, and thus into the hands of the divers, or they would be found in Alexandria, even in the Raktosa. Usually I would wager in the Raktosis district. Romans aren't particularly fond of snakes.
I mean, except for the Magna Mater.
I think several signs actually point back to home, to Alexandria. Raktosis district seems to be on everyone's mouths.
Yeah, so where do these divers sell their wares?
I'll ask about that.
All I could say is I don't trade with such people. It is not a fisherman's work to go plumbing into places of the dead. Others might do so, but I do not wish to disgrace the fallen.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get anything else out of here.
No, back to Alexandria it is. While quaint, perhaps, information is scarce. Did I hear him right? Does he mean grave robbing?
I think so.
Well, there have been worse ways to get your jewelries, I suppose.
Well, in a way, grave robbing, in a way, just diving down to the sunken part of the city and seeing what's recoverable.
I suppose if you consider the entire city a grave,
Right.
it can be construed as such. No matter, come. I have a yearning for some of Leviathan's bread and ale. Perhaps we can venture, or hazard a venture to Raktosis again.
I certainly hope so.
No,
Oh, look,
Leviathan.
our last foray there wasn't too bad. We did get ourselves a local guide at the end that brought us to that merchant, if you recall.
And Leviathan might know this name that we've come across.
Ah, yes, the little shield. It is curious indeed. This whole situation vexes me. The lack of guards, the supposed rampant banditry and extortion that is going on. And no one here lifting a finger about it. Authority-wise, I mean. Sits wrong. Somehow. In any case, come, let's mount up. Let's get out of here.
Yes.
People watch you as you all begin to leave. And as you begin riding away from Herculon, they continue to watch you carefully, seeming glad for your passing. You hear a loud thunder crack and a flash of light streak from the almost clear sky and crash into the water.
I punch.
Cicero just kind of jumps like, holy crap! Bork, 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 bork!
Easy, boy.
Bork, bork,
Easy,
bork,
boy.
bork! Ferox just kind of shirks next to Corvus like, whoa, that was really close!
Fuck those fish in particular. Does anything... Corvus will like closely observe that area where the lightning struck after it's passed. See if there's... Let's see what I can see.
As a quick question, is the sky clear right now?
It's a little cloudy, like that came out of nowhere.
Gotcha.
Seems like an omen.
It
Thunder
does.
thunder doesn't strike out of a clear sky.
Mostly clear. But certainly not the
Even
sort of
from
heavy
mostly clear.
cloud, like you would have expected that to happen when it was raining. If it was going to happen.
So, yeah. Is there anything that stands out about that particular area of sea after...
I would call
bolt?
upon you for Demagia, because you are practicing, inadvertently, Alsfulguratoria, the observation of lightning bolts, and where it struck specifically, what that might mean.
I'm going to have...
May I
need
assist
help.
my comrade? Yeah, may I assist?
It costs 3 pietas to perform this, for you're seeking the favor of the gods.
Do you want me to try? I can afford the
Yeah.
pietas. Yeah, sure.
Sure.
I'll knock down 3 pietas and ask Mars if he can grant me some insight. Forbidden cults or imperial cults?
Favor of the gods is the specific one.
No shot there. Here's a 10.
4 is 2 degrees. You believe that the action you're currently taking is considered unfavorable. They do not like what you're trying to do.
Leaving?
Leaving Heraklion?
Yep.
Do you mean?
Yeah.
And the god in particular, it doesn't seem to be Mars who's ticked. It would instead be have to look up because 2 degrees means you get to know which god is trying to help you. Is the one signaling you. It is actually the god Pluto Serapis, otherwise known as Osiris in Egypt.
But in the Roman pantheon, it's Pluto.
Yep. Pluto is the one who's trying to call to you.
What is he a god of again?
Dead. The dead.
The underworld.
Oh. I think I understand. Remember the merchant? Grave robbers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is something of a necropolis, just an underwater one.
Let's try and be more mundane than that. The villagers, when they had lost perhaps some of their family members or anything of the sort in the flooding of Heraklion, must have built some sort of memorial or gravesite where they possibly laid down some goods, trinkets, if you will.
Well, but he specifically mentioned divers.
Divers. Do you think we can dive?
I'm pretty sure it's a natural roll.
Let
Either that,
me-
it's either Denatra or Decapore.
Let me rephrase that. Do you think you can dive?
Well, I mean, I can dive. The question is whether, it's going to require something like, those badass divers who can. But I'm willing to try. Just where?
Denatura, by the way. I can try to help you there, Corvus.
Okay,
Because your character might know more about this than you do.
fair enough. Don't have swimming, navigation, or exploration.
Exploration, I'll take.
Okay.
You know about how to explore the world and make rough guesses about things.
Fair enough. Let's try this weird combination. 15.
You saw the shadows of the city, and you've seen some maps of Herculon. The village is basically like right on the edge. Like it's really close. And the city, if you could see it, you think you wouldn't even have to do the full pearl diving thing with like all the bladders and stuff. You'd probably want one anyway if you wanted to stay down there a while.
Right.
But you could probably like just take a quick breath and dive down and see stuff, then come back up. Like you could see quite a bit in a single dive. It's not even all that deep, which is kind of the scary thing of it. The city's actually a lot closer than people would like to think. You can get if you want to be down there for like an hour or so, you'd probably want to grab a bladder and like take a breath and then hang around for a bit. But yeah, you don't have to do like, it's not like a pearl dive. You're not going way down, but you're going below the water. Think more along the lines of snorkeling than like in the modern parlance, more snorkeling than deep sea diving. Which, scary enough, pearl divers, they can go really god awful deep. It is scary how far deep people have gone on really good lungs and air bladders.
It's insane.
Sorry, I do not want to be on that. Anyway, no, that's a tangent for another day. Yeah, no, you think you could do it. You could do it without a bladder. With a bladder, it's trivial.
Okay. Yes, if we could find a boat and a diving bladder, then yes, I think I could go wherever we need.
With that high roll, I'll correct you. You probably even need a boat. You could literally swim out and then just dive down because Hercule's like right there. A boat would be nice, but like you literally could swim out a tiny bit and just go down.
Gotcha.
I mean, I guess my question is, I'm assuming the underwater bit is quite a lot larger and takes up more space than what's left.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's kind of like, where in that underwater city should I dive?
Yeah, that'd be the trick.
But maybe the place where did the lightning strike like hit the water over a place in the underwater city?
It struck out a little bit, yeah, now that you call that out. It struck out a little bit above the city. Not close to the
Okay.
shore, but not like super far out, but close enough that, oh god, that was close.
Okay, so yeah, I think the reasonable thing would be to dive there. That's it's a little on the nose, but I mean, we know that the gods were telling us something. So, yeah, I'm going to turn my horse back around.
So be it.
Let's see if we can find. I wouldn't mind having a bladder at least. Well, you know, it is a fishing village, so maybe there's a boat or a skiff we could grab.
We could see if we can get you one, of course. Let's go over to the shore. Let's see if we can get something.
Well, having been in the market, did we see anybody selling like diving, like bladders or?
Well, everyone has their stuff covered.
Okay.
We can always go and ask, or she can go and ask, and I'll point to Yulia. She speaks Greek. We don't. Something to perhaps learn while there's downtime, if there is ever any downtime.
Be good to have a bladder and maybe hire a boat.
I can go see about the boat, perhaps. If the two of you will go purchase yourself a bladder, I can be somewhere around the seashore. Just find me there. You can't miss me. I am a fairly large person.
True enough.
Yeah, I would like to head over down to the coast, to the docks if there are any, and see if I can find somebody that speaks Latin.
Give me de societe as you walk around and ask the various fishermen. Probably
Focus
very slow
in-
Latin.
Focus on streetwise?
Yeah, yeah.
Four.
Do you speak Latin? Is as far as you get. And they just kind of give you a look, a snort, and then they go back to mending a net or working on their boat or maybe like shooing a child who's looking at you like, you know, stay away from the strange foreigner sort of gesture. Yeah. If they speak Latin, they either don't know it or you're irritating them and they're kind of keeping away from you.
Okay. How about if I jingle some money in front of their faces?
You could try again with like negotiation or some sort of bribery sort of thing.
Deceit?
So you're lying to these people that you're not going to pay them?
Well, would bribery be counted? I don't think bribery is a specialty. Would bribery be counted under deceit? It is a deceitful sort of thing, you know?
I wouldn't say so. I'd lodge it under like something like negotiation or something in that ilk.
Sadly, I haven't got anything, but could I take a look at Denatura with a sailing spec to see if there's anything?
I'll
that
let
could
you add your
potentially
sailing
sedate?
to the society in the sense that you know, hey, look, I see that guy needs could use an extra bit of coin because I can tell he's struggling.
I'll give it another try.
Gods
Natural
intervene.
12. So they do. I have 13 overall. Wow, we are very extreme today.
You find someone who their boat looks pretty roughed up. Like you see them dragging the boat up, and they have that look of God darn it, I don't know what I'm gonna do. My boat's wrecked, and there's this, like even not speaking language, you can tell they're rubbing their head. They're kind of looking every angle of their boat, and you, on a quick look, it's like, wow, that's not a minor fix. That's their day gone. You see some people working on things, and you know enough about sailing back home that either this guy needs to fix it himself, which that's just, if they're good at it, sure, but that just eats their day. But it would be nice if they had a bit of money to go get someone else to do it, and then they could do something else with their day. It's still going to take time, but whatever, at least they get to do something else. And you will go over and you hold up some coin at them. And even though you don't speak, you say something in Latin to them, and it's clear they don't understand you, and they're not pretending, they clearly don't. But they see the money, and you make gestures at the boat, and then like, hey, do you want? And They kind of look at you surprised and then make a gesture of, you sure? Do you don't have to. And you offer again, like, no, seriously. And then you make a gesture of you, me, trade. And then he gives you a look of... He looks at his boat and gestures like, with what? I don't have anything. What do you want? Sort of gesture.
I'll point to the boat.
He gestures at the boat, and then you realize as you're offering, wait, you could just, as damaged as it is, with the amount of coin you have, you probably just buy the boat. He could just get a brand new boat.
Will this skiff sort of hold out this very small journey, as it were?
You'll have to repair it, and it doesn't have to be great. You could probably repair it yourself.
Yeah, I'll offer him the coin, and I'll point to the boat, and I'll, shrug my shoulders at him.
He takes the coin and gestures like he holds up the coin and like, you really sure? You want my boat, really?
I'll nod at him, yeah.
He shrugs and he sticks out his hand in a somewhat Roman gesture he probably saw someone do. To kind of shake his hand. He shakes your hand, sort of that legionnaire arm to arm sort of shake. Although it's clumsy on him. It's clear he's never served. But he's seen it done and he thinks, well, that's what foreigners do. So I'll be...
Of course.
Gives you a shake and kind of looks at the coin, rubs them together, not out of distrust of you, like, holy crap, this is a lot of money.
Okay, I'll wait for the rest.
You now have a boat that you're gonna have to spend some time fixing.
Yeah, I'll get on that right away, like lock in and see if I can start getting this thing repaired.
Or you could maybe win us some more local popularity by, hiring some people to help.
None of them speak
Yeah,
Latin.
I think I will, I'll see if I can hire some locals to help.
Give me some to society as you start looking around at who's looking for work.
Especially since, I speak Greek, and it seems like some of the people here at least can also speak Greek, so hopefully that would make things easier. Does negotiation apply?
Yep. It's not a sailing boat, that's just my generic boat emblem. I only have the one.
Intimate. 13?
People give you looks, and you start asking around in Greek, and looking for people who look like they know their way around, well, really looking among other fishermen who actually seem to know how to repair their boats. And after saying stuff in Greek, some people turn you away, like, no, I don't, either out of sheer, I'm busy, go away, or what? Shoo, or I don't understand Greek. But eventually you find someone who's like, oh, you just want me to repair that boat? For that much? Sure. As you realize you're kind of overpaying, but you get the feeling if you paid the actual market rate for it, they probably wouldn't do it.
Whatever.
You're paying like $100 for $50 work to give you an idea. It's ludicrous.
Nah.
But you're like, you're a patrician, you're fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll have...
Besides, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not paying for the repairs so much as I'm paying for speed.
Mm-hmm. And between yourself, Tiberius, and this extra person, the boat will be done pretty quickly. It'll still take time. It'll take a couple hours to work the wood, get it into place, secure it, make sure it's floatable, bring it back up, because probably something's wrong, do it again. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's all good.
You see your merchant friend who's still waiting there. They're like the only one who has full tables. Other people seem to have covered stuff as well, but that one is the one speaks Greek. You could ask around. Maybe the other ones might have something. Actually, I'll throw Ingenium at you because of something you guys were asking about.
All of us, or?
Yeah. Let's see how good your memory is, or your character's memory. Better way to put it.
Mine's basic.
You're basic. Yeah, basic.
You're basic.
Mine's
You're
even
basic. Don't start with me.
Yeah.
Wow, we rolled 3 sixes.
Shut up and give me my pumpkin spice latte.
No, I want it. But it occurs to you that under the table that the merchant was selling, he mentioned it was like fishing supplies and other assorted things. So you catch that he might, even though he's against diving, Having an air bladder is not a terrible idea if you fall off your boat.
Yeah, hey, you know what they say,
Right,
money
right.
don't stink, right?
Yeah. So he probably
Yeah,
has
and
some.
I'm
He just didn't reveal them because it was just out of arm's reach. But you remember he said fishing supplies, which an air bladder would be one of them. Because you could use it to collect
Yeah.
clams and pearls, even. Like there's other things. There's legitimate uses for them.
Yeah, and I probably would not be bad to have some.
Definitely would not be bad to have an emergency air supply.
Yeah, and some stuff to, in case something happens to us out there, to float our gear, or if you guys go out
Yes.
there in gear to float you.
So with an easy bit of trade, you're easily able to get. He's more than happy to sell you more fishing supplies.
Oh. Yeah, if he's got some stout line and stuff too,
Yep.
that would be good.
He'll
Some
sell it
little
to you.
weights to help come down. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, does he have like diving weights?
He does, yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's get some of those too, just in case you need it. And yeah, once the boat is repaired, Corvus is gonna strip down to his loincloth. It's not exactly right, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. How about this? We'll set you up on a rope. You won't be going very deep, right? If there's any danger at all down there and you feel the need to pull back immediately, tug on the rope sharply 3 times and I'll do my utmost to pull you up.
I'd rather not be tied to it. I'll take a rope down with me as like a guideline, if nothing else. But if I'm going
Right.
to be like entering sunken buildings and whatnot, that might be more.
Not the best, yes, I know.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, in any case, I'd like to see if we could get something to alert us if you are doing,
Yeah, I got a
That's okay.
line. Yeah, so I can take a line down with and jerk on it if I get in trouble and. So yeah, and I'm also going to put my stuff because I don't really think we need to leave our stuff necessarily on shore. Kind of do what I did when we crossed the river in Ratia. Bundle my stuff up and attach a couple bladders so that if it goes overboard, it'll float. And I have that waterproof or oilskin cloak thing to wrap everything in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then let's head out and dive where the lightning hit. Work.
Imagine Ferox going to stay in the boat because they're a bird, not a fish.
Yes.
Oops. Wrong way around. This way around.
Anyone else diving at the same time, by the way, as us?
Nope. You're the only ones.
That's
Every fisherman on their boat sees you stop over a certain part of out in the water, and one of you diving alone.
Oh, never for it. But yeah, try to get as close as we can to the point where the lightning hit, and Chorus will.
Yeah.
All of you are
Oh.
diving?
Yeah.
No,
No.
I'll stay on the boat, but I will also note that I would have taken off my lorca and just had it in the boat with me, because if I do end up accidentally going overboard, I don't exactly want to try to swim with heavy armor on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll do the same with my Musculata, actually, as well, now that you mention it.
Yeah.
So
Corvus.
Barbarossa drowned, so...
Yeah. Corvus will take his Pugio with him. Just to have a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll take several deep breaths to get good air into my lungs and then dive down. I'll put like a weight on the end of a line and lower it down first, and then I'll dive down so I can use the line as a guide if necessary. And see what's to be seen with a bladder.
You dive down and see spread about you, even just a few feet from the surface, the sprawl of the ruins of Lost Herculon. Broken domes, palaces inhabited by eels and schools of fish, statues and courtyards wrapped in algae.
Okay, so head down to see if there's anything interesting kind of directly under where the lightning struck. See where I'm at.
Give me some advanced exploration. You are looking at a number plus a number. We're going to narrow your size of area because you're only searching a part of Herculon, not the entirety of it. You can call this arduous or difficult. You have everything you need. You're doing it roughly during day hours. Like it's afternoon, so there's sunlight. So this isn't dangerous. So I'm going to call this 3 successes, difficulty number of 6. And this
Okay, so I have to hit
the natural
3 diff 6s. Okay. Exploration, I'm guessing?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, let's see if I can do this. Let's try this. 15.
So that's
So
11.
that's 2.
Is that 2 successes?
No. If it's diff 6, that's... No. I would need to... I don't know. Math is not me.
So 6 minus 5 is 9. 9 is 7 or more. That is 3 successes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you do it all in one go. You very quickly look around and see there's various things of interest. Like if you were here to make money or to recover other things, that'd be one thing. But there's one thing in particular. You have to dive a little bit. You have to look around a little bit. It's not precisely exactly where the lightning struck. Cause you're kind of, because you had to kind of guess a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you were shocked by it. It's like, oh, it's somewhere around here-ish. And I'll say for free, because you did it all in one go, that you do see in the distance in the water sharks that probably will take interest in you if you stick around too long. But
right.
you're swimming fast enough that you're like, okay, let's just hurry up a little bit.
Yeah. I don't want to be down here at dusk, though.
In the heart of the city, you see a temple. And you see that it is a temple to the ancient god Nun.
Okay. Yeah, that was mentioned somewhere.
And it is...
Yeah.
Which makes sense, given that they are the god or goddess of the god of the water.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Yeah, Layla mentioned that, or whoever we found out about Heracleon mentioned the Temple of Nun. Okay, well, probably want to check that out.
You can give me Demagia or Diacintia as you start swimming closer, as you're seeing something amidst the decorations of the temple. I will note the difficulty is lower because you've spent some time in the library, so you're a lot more familiar with Egyptian lore than you were when you arrived.
Okay, Decientia then, because that is higher than Demagia. Investigation or Decipher?
Investigation, I'll give that to you.
Okay. Helps. 10.
Swimming closer, you realize or recognize that there's some complexity to the worship of water. There is, on a glance, you immediately thought Nun. That just came to mind immediately. But you look more, and you're seeing a proper temple to them. So it's something
Right.
for real as opposed to something just in a book written about, in some sketches. You recognize that there is that the reason why I confused you a bit with God and Goddess is because there are two essences to water. There is the Mother of the Abyss is not Nun. Nun is the masculine essence of the sea, but his female equivalent, Nunette. And this is not merely, or merely is a strong word, this is not the primordial essence or temple of water, of the sea, but of the depths of the sea, the abyss. And there's a somewhat poetic rightness to this temple being underwater. Like that's where it's supposed to be. Though one usually would hope not to be in the abyss as a human.
Yeah.
But, perhaps the gods mean otherwise.
And the abyss is Nanette's domain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you swim deeper and see this grand shrine, this central pillar of their community, the place that these people worshipped fervently, which makes sense. Seaside village or town, Neptune, Uranus were worshipped quite fervently. when you work on the water a lot, maybe that's the god you want to talk to. The Egyptians would likely do the same, especially for divers, which, okay, if there's a lot of divers here, Nunette would be the one to be more worried about than Nun. Nun's not bad to be nice to, but Nunette may be more important to you.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I'll ask for you a Donatra roll to see if you realize something you're supposed to do when you do diving. There's something you're supposed to do when you go deep underwater like this. And it's not just the air bladder.
Pause.
There's something else.
You got to pause from time to time, or else you get all sick.
That's true.
Yeah, you get the bends.
Yeah.
That's more with surfacing than it is with diving, I think, maybe.
Well, okay, so...
Your speed of descent affects your speed of ascent as well.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So we've got trait Donatra. Go for this one. 17.
Even though the player, didn't say it, Corvus had the foresight to go, there's probably a lot of fish down here. Lots of meat-eating fish like sharks. I'm going to tie a bit of meat to myself. And then as I'm swimming, if I see them coming my way, I'll let go of them.
Oh, yeah.
And then as you swim away, not too fast, but you swim away, they'll eat meat, and you'll hear sharks thrashing about, and nope, have your meat. I'm going this way, leave me alone.
Okay.
And you do that every so often if you see a shark coming your way, and some do. Like as you're getting closer, getting into the shrine, you take a breath of your air bladder, you keep going, and then sharks, meat. You let it drift in front of you. Swim.
Yep,
I'm
fair
going
enough.
this way now. And basically, what you do is you leave. You don't just let it float there. You'll tie a bit of weight to meat, and you'll, as you're swimming along,
Yeah.
you'll drop it, and the meat will zip down, and that makes the sharks go, "It's running, get it!" You know.
Right. Yeah. No, all to the good. Yay! I'm glad I didn't roll a 3 on that.
Yeah, because then you'd be fighting sharks.
Sharknado.
With my dagger.
You find
Sorry, go.
You find yourself diving deeper and deeper into the shrine. And you see here, in this place, a temple that has been raided and plundered time and again. It's not completely taken, but this is a grand, like, city temple. This is the temple.
Right.
So all the wealth, all people would brag about buying stuff for the place. Egyptians have the same thing as the Romans do in that same sense. If you want to look pious, maybe show your piety materially. Yes.
Behold, I have built this for the temple with my own money.
And it's just, in a weird way, even though it's not your god, you can see the wrongness of it. Like, this is, if the god Nanette wanted it to be that way, or maybe she does. You don't know Nanette all that well, but something feels weird about plundering a temple without doing a special ritual or anything, and you're pretty sure they didn't. If you thought of a Neptune temple buried under the water, there are certain things you'd do. You'd want a priest along. Maybe this whole thing. And you haven't heard anything about that in Alexandria, if there was these big religious things to recover Herculon. Because, they're planning to rebuild it someday, maybe. Probably.
Yeah.
Next emperor, they'll do it. Promise.
Or the one after that.
Or the one after that, the empire's busy. But yeah, there's just so much missing. There's just a lot of stuff still here. Some of it's just really big, like huge statues that you'd need like a considerable amount of time to lift it out of the water. And you see beautiful mosaics where things got pried out of the floor, even. Like, that's how petty their looting was.
Right.
You see immense sea serpents with their eyes plucked out and their teeth pried away. Great inscriptions of great divine beings with their fingers pulled away or their ears torn off. Like, it's just, it obviously is, you're pretty sure you're not supposed to do that.
Right.
That seems like a bad omen if you're in a nut, if you're worried about pit not ticking off the sea. And you see quite frequently that there are emblems of golden serpents. And they seem to be hiding from the great divine beings like Nun and Nanette, who are doing these big epic things that you don't know the religion very well, but from what little you read, they are the might and power of the sea, and evil sometimes hides in dark places, except in dark places gods still persist. So Nanette may not want you in their water hiding away from Ra and pissing him off. Please go away. Okay, I'm not going to ask anymore. You are going away. I'm making you. So you see that repeated again and again. And then you see, amidst all others, that there is a sort of repository. And you notice your air bladder starting to run low a little bit. But you have enough to get back. But you don't want to hang around too much longer.
Yeah, fair enough.
But you notice in this reliquary, such as it was, there are various things that look... You see there are various bracers and various other bits of jewelry, but this room, at a glance, you know what repositories elsewhere in the Empire look like. This is over half plundered. And that's assuming it may even be more than that, if it's as big a temple as it seems to be to you.
Okay.
But you do see one particular item stands out amidst the faint light that seeps into the doorways and the cracks in the ceiling. an onyx idol, a serpent dragon with the lower body of an octopus, and a big, strange, inhuman grin on its face.
Serpent dragon with lower body of an octopus.
Mm-hmm.
And strange grin on its face. Is it something that's so big that's why it hasn't been stolen, or is it something that's kind of odd to still see here because, I mean, I guess onyx is not super valuable, but if it was, a foot or less tall, why would it not be taken?
It looks kind of difficult. You'd need to be a pretty good swimmer and be dedicated to grabbing it. Whereas you could grab, if you looked around, you could stuff a bag full of random things along the floor and then swim out. But this is if you're grabbing this is the only thing you're grabbing before you leave. Also, it's a weird shape, so it kind of doesn't fit well in a bag. You kind of have to be. This has to be the only thing you're holding.
Any inscriptions on it or anything?
No.
Okay.
Very detailed, though. Very great onyx work. It looks like it's alive, but it isn't. It's obviously onyx. It's just really well sculpted.
Do I happen to recognize the entity or as a god or anything?
DiMaggio.
Ugh. Imperial cults?
I wouldn't say so.
No shit. I'm gonna go for an intervention. That's probably about the only way. Nope.
You're not sure. You know it's not Poseidon or Neptune. You know it's not the Leviathan. Because that's a very, serpent dragon, you might think Leviathan's no, it doesn't have an octopus bottom, though. No, you're not sure what this is. Some Egyptian thing.
Okay. Well, I'm certainly not going to try to take it up with me. That seems to be, I'm not here to loot. So, if I don't see anything else interesting, I'll kind of, I mean, obviously this thing's unusual enough that I can probably remember basically what it looks like.
Yeah, it's hard to forget.
Yeah. Are there any, non-carnivorous fish swimming about?
Not in the temple. Sharks live here.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I don't really have any way to leave her an offering, but I will, pause and offer up a prayer of. I'm assuming Nanette is somewhere in the Roman pantheon, like Tiamat or something. I think you said last time.
Tiamat's more of a Mesopotamian thing. Closest in Roman cult would be. I always mix the two up. I forget which one's which, Neptune or Uranus.
Okay.
I forget who it is.
But Nanette is not a forbidden. It's a tolerated.
It's
cult,
tolerated,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neptune, that's what it is. Yeah, okay.
Okay. So yeah, I'll.
But I will say, yeah, if you were offering to her, you would offer to her rather than if you were trying to be very pious to the Roman cult. You may call Neptune's attention here.
Mm-hmm.
But that depends on you, what your intention is. If you're honoring Neptune's dominion or you're honoring Nanette's power.
Basically, I was just thinking to offer up, a prayer of, thanks and apology for any trespass I may have committed.
You can beat DiMaggio.
Yeah, no. Imperial cults?
No.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not the magic guy. Nope.
not only do you lose 5 pietas
Ugh.
for how dare you look away from Rome's might and dominion over all the world. It's not even your god that's mad at you.
Yeah.
Like Diana's like, oh yeah, it's probably not a bad idea. Neptune's gonna be mad at you though. He's gonna be irritated.
Yeah, fair enough.
You also find yourself cursed.
Ah, fuck me. Just trying to do the right thing.
Cursed.
You make a clumsy prayer, and you're pretty sure you're not. You don't know anything about how to worship this thing properly. And there's probably some offering you're supposed to do. You didn't think to bring it because you didn't think you were coming into a Nanette temple. Oops. Sorry.
So what does cursing do for me again?
It limits your dice max to your pietas.
Okay.
Your DV is
Not terrible.
except by pietas.
Not great, not terrible.
So yeah, unless I see anything else that really strikes my attention, I think I'll make my way back up to the surface.
You arrive back in the boat. The sun is still up, but it is starting to approach the horizon.
I get back in the boat. Let's head back to shore. I don't want to be underwater again with sharks in the area.
Oh, what have you found?
I will tell them about the sunken temple and its looting and the strange idol that caught my eye of a serpent dragon with the lower body of an octopus and a strange grin on its face.
Do I recognize that description?
The
Or
magic.
do either of us?
The magia. Imperial cults or forbidden cults?
It's not forbidden.
So it's imperial.
It's not.
It's
just
tolerated.
It's tolerated.
Oh, wow.
And I think I pissed off Neptune, so I have to make that right with him.
Does a 6 get anything?
No.
Assisted, of course. No?
Even with me pulling it down because you're all working together, that's still not enough.
That's
Wait,
so
no,
supposed-
hold on. It doesn't bring down by
God.
-2. It brings it down a difficulty level, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I heard -2 and my brain got caught on that. I was like, wait, that's not how that works. Yeah, no. Putting your heads together and thinking about it, that item you're describing, it's easier again, and it would be harder a step up because of how foreign it is to you, but you've all spent time in Alexandria, you've researched multiple times, so I'm willing to pull difficulties down for now. That would be a representation of the Mother of the Abyss in all her unnatural physiology. That is her manifest. So an idol of Nanette. Nunette, I should say.
Right, okay.
Well, probably best I didn't take it then.
Yeah, I don't think she would have been happy with you if you had.
And all of you can
Well.
give me some ingenium, because you've been on the water for a while, and you've been here for a bit. You might have noticed something.
Very well.
Us notice things? Pfft,
Yeah,
come
really.
on, man.
Nope.
I mean,
I
very
most certainly
basic
did
says.
not.
Genium. Eight. 7.
Just on the horizon, sort of skylined against the setting sun, you see small boats heading to the east. Not toward Alexandria, not toward Herculon, but elsewhere, likely to somewhere else in the Delta.
Can we pinpoint where?
You know, east. You'd have to follow them to really know where they're going, but they're not.
Okay.
They're not coming anywhere close. Like they are going somewhere else. And
I
really, if
have
you're
a
going,
guess.
Yeah.
I'm guessing to Apsis or Aspis, city of Avaris, which we know is east and is like where people like to go and trade and do things where they are not directly under the eye of Rome and Alexandria. Possibility.
Certainly is possible.
And that was from what we learned, like east of the Delta, right? Or in the Delta, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there are other possibilities, of course, but
I could go check it out. We could tighten the sails and try and catch the wind and go over there.
I'll remind you, you're in a boat.
yeah, we're not in a
We're not in a sailboat.
we're like in a skiff kind of thing, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we head back to shore and then maybe we make our way to Aspis next. It is on our list. And I've got to figure out how to do offerings to Neptune to get back in the god's good graces.
I will say,
That's the
as
main
long as you
part.
don't go out very far in your boat,
Mm-hmm.
you can get there because you'd be traveling the Delta. You could use a riverboat to go there. It'd be slow compared to a proper sailboat, like a proper river sailboat, but people use fishing boats like this to travel the Nile. Or can, I should say.
Right.
And as a bit of background, in the bigger, if you go like up the Nile, like Memphis, Aphrodite,
Right.
and so on, there's little checkpoints along the water. So if people can't go up and down the full Nile, but in the Delta itself, it's a little more scattered. It's kind of hard to put checkpoints when there's that many ways to go.
Yeah. I mean, we could try and follow them that way, although it is getting dark. We could go back, remount, and hit Alexandria again.
Yeah, but the last time we tried to do that, the gods were not very pleased with us, were they?
Well, but I think we've hopefully have seen what they wanted us to see. I'll also point out that, you know, where our comrade is laying unconscious in Alexandria, we might not want to just sail completely off. I say we head back to Alexandria, see if there's word of Layla, see if anything's changed with Calypso.
Sure. We have been here for a whole day. Something might
Yeah.
have changed. You are quite right in that regard. Okay, I'll bring us back to shore, and then we'll get our horses. This boat, can we stash it somewhere? I mean, we have it. Or do you want to give it away to someone?
We put a fair amount of effort into repairing it. I don't
Yeah.
think it would be wise to waste that time and effort.
Then how's about this? I will steer this skiff along the coast to Alexandria, and I'll meet you there. We'll see if we can shelter it there for the time being.
That works.
Shouldn't be too long, right?
So you all make your way back to Alexandria?
One way or another, yeah.
In time, you all meet up again on the docks of Alexandria in the middle of the night. It's not a very long sail or a very long ride, for all that matter. And
Yep. Well, let's head back to Leviathans and see if there's any news. There's 14 news. That's a lot of news. It's like every day living in America. It's just too much news.
Living in America.
Hell!
As you're getting ready to leave the docks, you see some people, men and women, who are wearing heavy makeup and dressed in rather revealing attire, who begin to comment on how sharp your swords are and what lovely planes your bodies cut in the night. As they all begin flirting with you and inviting you to have a drink, relax. They know a nice place here near the docks.
Are they advertising said place?
Yes. Are they,
No, thank you.
Well, I mean, the Domina Lucretia is more than willing to show travelers a good time, they would tell you. And they would remind you that you seem really tall, and they wonder if everything else is tall about you, that sort of thing.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
It is. They're advertising a bordello.
In essence, yeah.
Yeah. These are hooers.
Hooers.
Yeah, Corvus will just kind of smile and shake his head. And...
But wait, maybe they know. What is the name of that mob leader? It's something Shield, right? Or her name, it means Shield.
No, she's called the Shield of the Sea, but her name is Ames Katara.
Well, I'll ask them. Ladies, gentlemen, do you know of a Mescatara?
We can be whatever you want us to be. And they start, cuddling up to your arms.
Get out.
Give me to society. Maybe one of them's going to give you a real answer.
Sure. Deceit or streetwise?
Streetwise.
We now know
Can
that
I
in the city,
assist?
14
You
is
certainly
the hooer
can.
roll.
Okay. Can I use decorum in the sense of, making it apparent without being rude about it that I'm not buying what they're selling, but I might be interested in buying information?
Yeah, I could take that. You're trying not to tick them off. It's like, look, I get what you're doing. You're doing your job. I get it, but I'm willing to pay you for other stuff.
Oh, balls. Oh.
They're very convinced that you two are talking in code, and you must mean, other things. And they try to ask you what special thing you want them to do. Which it's like, no, that's not. I wasn't trying to be cute. I was being direct. Oh, I'm direct too. No. Oh, never mind.
Is it
the other direct.
Is it evening yet?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Would it be sunset right now?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'm getting tired of dealing with language barriers. I am going to invoke Mercury Viator.
Oh? What does that do for you?
I think it allows her to speak languages.
Yeah.
So I'll bring the difficulty down because you start out of nowhere for Tiberius Corvus. You notice Yulia suddenly starts. She gets visibly frustrated, and then turns just squares off with one of the nice young people who are trying to show her a good time, and she starts speaking in Egyptian just instantly. It's like a turn of a key. It just click. She knows Egyptian suddenly. And then the person just kind of, looks shocked that you know Egyptian. And you're speaking it very well, like a native. And then they kind of, what was it you were asking me for? Sorry, I didn't know you were from here. Didn't mean to tick you off. Who are you looking for, ma'am?
We'll repeat what we had been asking.
Got the little shield.
You're looking for Ames Katara? Oh, I thought you were planning to roleplay as her. I mean, well, I don't know exactly where she is. I hear that she has some hideaway somewhere in the Delta. It's and they say to someone else who you understand just fine. You know where that is, right? You have a cousin that works with her. Yeah, I do. They have a the lady who's talking, who now joined the conversation, starts gesturing, and you start understanding the nuance of the gesture as she's gesturing along the Delta. It's not like the city. Like, there's a city that she goes to, Avaris, but there's another place she goes to that's a little bit along the way, like a short boat ride, where they have they basically like tie a bunch of boats and vessels together and like around a central trireme to make a sort of semi settlement on the water along the Delta, so they can kind of move it around and avoid nice people like you and your nice looking escorts. It's pretty big. Like, if you start looking around for it at dark, they don't move around much at night. But if you look around, you'll see little fires on the Delta. You probably could find it during the day. It's usually it moves around, but it's roughly, and they give you a rough idea where on the Delta it is. And I'll actually note it on the map. At last they heard, it was somewhere along this part of the Delta, just a little north of Heliopolis.
Oh, I never knew you could speak Egyptian. How long were you going to hide that from us?
I will say it's a blessing of my tutelary. I can only do it for a short time.
Ah, I see. Still, some information you found out, huh?
Yes.
Finally, a lead. I commend you. This is good work.
Since we're at the docks and it's sunset, I'm going to do something I've been wanting to check out since we first got into town. I'm going to spend 3 pietas and invoke Diana Lycia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Really? Yeah. I had something highlit and the cat just deleted it when she stepped on the keyboard.
Oh, no.
No.
Which means I have to find it in the book. I was just going to put it in the chat because I know Corby doesn't like being read at.
Mm-hmm.
Specialties. Anybody know the page number of the Ndigmata? Top of their heads.
Oh, you mean in the main book?
Yeah.
Oh, 1 second. That's, I believe, 92 onward.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks.
Or wait. Yeah, no, I'm right. It's
No,
in that area.
It goes, yeah, up from 92.
Up from
Yeah.
there, yeah. Oh, that official Pantheon starts 88 down. The other ones are the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. It's on page 89, Diana Lycia, similar to a wolf.
All your Corporea and Denetra are pulled down by 1. Okay, cool. It lasts until sunrise, basically. You can normally make Denetra when the Corporea would come up. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I've got that back in my sheet. Hooray. Yeah, so, and I'm going to wrap my raven cloak about me, and I'm going to go check out that building near the docks that had the seemingly magical blue light coming from it when we first arrived in the evening.
Okay.
It's been so long the GM forgot about it.
I just think you were going to go there. But let's pull all this over, I think.
Well, I'd kind of been, that's why every once in a while I was asking what time of day it was, because I'm kind of planning to wait till sunset at night, because I'm a better with this and the Raven Cloak. I'm a much better sneaky.
Give me. Would normally be Decapore because you're sneaking, but I believe it's the natural because you're acting like a wolf.
Right. Okay, so I get my sneaking bonus, which is 3, and the Raven Cloak gives me an additional 2 at night. So 25. Lord, those combinations all have big dice now. 18.
What of Tiberius and Eula? Are you hanging about on the docks? Or are you heading toward the Leviathan? Or are you going to try to sneak up with Corvus?
I'll take the. Well, actually, before you head out, Corvus, I'll just quietly ask you: do you need backup?
I don't know. My plan is to just get a look and see if it's anything we might need to be concerned about or whatever. I don't know. I just saw a weird light when we first got here.
Do you want
guys-
me to hang around in case you get in trouble, or?
You're welcome to. I think that lady right over there really likes you.
If you don't mind, I'll find something to eat and keep a watchful eye. You find something and you need help, make a sound of a bird. If you want to be subtle. If not, just shout.
Oh, will do.
Make sure it isn't a bird native to Egypt. I don't know many Egyptian birds, but...
I will go through my in-depth knowledge of various bird cries and how to make them. And so, a European swallow, not an African one.
Shall launch myself into space. Thusly.
What about Yulia? Are you hanging back or are you trying to sneak up?
I'll hang back and I will say, perhaps an eagle, at the risk of being a bit on the nose.
Eagles make such goofy sounds anyway.
Wow, someone doesn't respect the Roman bird. It's majestic, not silly. How dare you?
It's why when you hear like eagles cries on TV and stuff, it's always a hawk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds more menacing.
Because eagles are
It makes majestic bird noises.
Mm-hmm.
Grumble. I agree though. I always get confused. Like, that's not an eagle sound. What the hell's that?
So yeah, I mean, this may be nothing, but I've kind of had it bookmarked to check out since we got here.
Okay.
So yeah, I will go sneak and see what I can find out about this mysterious place.
You step and sneak around an otherwise abandoned's a strong word, but it's not derelict, I'll put it to you that way. It looks like it was a shop or some sort of gathering house, a taverna along the dock that's just been closed up for the season. And at the first little bit, you see there's there's chairs and stools put up on tables and stuff, and it looks like there's some dust starting to collect, but it looked like someone packed up shop. You keep going, and you see a blue door tucked away in the back rooms of the pantry, which is largely emptied out. There's still like some boxes and barrels about, but they've been emptied since then. There's some dry stuff left around that's like, who cares, sort of things. Like, we can come back, and if it's rotted, whatever. If it is, if it isn't, then great, we didn't have to move it. If someone steals it, who cares? It's whatever.
Okay.
And in that space, stepping out from the blue door, and behind them, you see what looks to be a rather loud and well-lit library space. And you see an armored figure in strange foreign armor. They look to be from... They're not from anywhere in Rome. And they kind of open the door and kind of close it behind them and take out a little lantern and light it. And they kind of mutter something in some language. And it lights up. And in the light cast upon their face, they clearly look like they're from the east. And they have a sword at their belts, and they have on one hip, and on the other hip they have what appears to be a face of a tiger.
Huh.
And they start heading toward the way you're going. They're going to pass right by you and head somewhere else in the building if you don't do anything. Yeah, they don't notice you.
I think I'll clear my throat and then say in careful Latin, "Ma dynasty, I presume."
The society.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no. In this episode, Chorus keeps
dies.
ruling Day Society, but he doesn't have it.
Streetwise?
Yeah, I could take that.
Five.
Are you armed or armored? Are you in your war gear?
I'm not in my war gear. I'm just in my leathers, but I do have my sword. And, well, I mean, yeah, I'm armed and armored, just not in my full-on. Oh.
Well, when I ask for war gear, I'm wondering if I look at you, do I see that you're armed? Do you look like a threat?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do have the raven cloak over me now, so yeah, I probably look threatening even if you can't see if I'm armed. Pax.
Well, you call out to them from the dark, a shadowy figure with a weapon and with gear meant for hiding, and you're just there. He turns and draws his weapon to attack you. You're in combat.
This is the time when you make it sound like a bird.
You do outnumber them,
Okay.
so I imagine, Corvus, you can pull them into the combat if you want, because you can just make a noise as you're being attacked.
I don't want to fight these guys particularly.
On your turn, you can try to convince him again, instead of,
Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll just try and, we'll have to make this pass, I guess, but...
So do you keep it as a one-on-one conversation, or do you call
Yes.
for help?
Nah, for now, I'm doing a one-on-one conversation.
There is no initial volley because you literally wait. He was like within 5 feet of you, and then, hi, jeez, fucking,
Yeah.
Where'd you come from? You can attempt. I will call upon you to bellow to try to. You're defending yourself long enough to get him to understand I'm not trying to hit you. So if you win if he wins, he's gonna hit you. But if you win, you're choosing not to hit him back. You're going, see, I'm not hitting you. Let me talk.
Is this a normal kind of combat where I could use Hunter of Men to use Denatra to do the same thing?
You could, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You start like moving around like a wolf and dodging away from instead of like meeting the sword halfway.
Right.
You're flowing away from the attack.
Definitely trying to not get cut. To add that in. Yeah, Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, and as part of their round, as part of the Tempest, they shout something in their language, which probably amounts to, "Dear God, what is that? Where'd you come from?" Cause that'd be my reaction. What? God, what's this creepy dude hanging out in this house for?
20.
Eh. Easily, with that high roll, they are swinging and stabbing and twirling their blade at you, and occasionally throwing out a kick to try to catch you. But you're just flowing around every attack. You are clearly showing that if you wanted to hit him or snatch his blade away from him, you could. It's not that he sucks at fighting. You're just really good at fighting.
Right. Peace, peace. I didn't come here to fight you.
He says something in his language and shakes his blade at you.
So he obviously doesn't speak Latin.
Doesn't see. If he does, he's not answering you in Latin.
Okay, I'll try to I guess maybe sheath my swords and hold my open hands in front of me. Peace, peace.
He kind of keeps pointing his weapon at you, and then look. There's a moment of I want to keep going, and then he says something and waves his sword at you like and then puts his sword away, folds his arms, and shrugs at you. Says something in his language. Gestures with his hand at you, like he thinks you understand him fine.
I kind of gesture at him with an open hand and not like pointing Ma Dynasty at him, and then point back to myself and go cohors Arcana.
Arcana. Lex Arcana.
Yes.
Ma. And he says something.
Mm.
He points at the door and then points at you.
Mm-hmm. I'll very slowly walk to the door.
He watches you.
See if I can open it.
You open the door. Huh. There's no library there. It's just a storage closet. More storage closet.
Yeah.
See cleaning supplies and stuff.
Magic.
He gently reaches for the blue door and starts pushing it closed.
Fair enough.
He closes it. He says something and gestures at you.
Can I make out what he's asking me or wanting me to do?
Ingenium, you could try to guess at what he's saying.
Nine.
So what sort of gesture? What is it? Sort of look. No hostility from him. He's more annoyed than anything.
Yeah.
A little spooked.
Fair enough. They looked like were they heading someplace else in the building, and they looked like they were like about to leave and head back out into the streets.
They weren't going outside, you know that much. They weren't heading the right way. But you're not sure where they were going because you startled them before they got very far.
I look at both of them. Latin?
He shakes his head.
Greek?
I speak Greek, yes. Not very good, but I can speak it.
Too bad I can't, but I'm just going through languages because I know I could get Yulia in here.
He nods and says something you recognize as Greek.
Okay, I go. I say, I hold up my hand for patience for a second, and then I holler for Yulia.
Does he sound like, does it sound like a call for reinforcements or just a hey, come over here type of call? Trying to gauge
Yeah.
if I...
I mean, it would literally be, Yulia Rafina, could you come here?
Okay, yeah, then I will come over there without sword drawn. Sword sheathed.
Tiberius, do you hang about or do you follow after?
Oh, he didn't call me. I'm just gonna keep eating my, I don't know, salted meat bun.
It is pretty good. You're pretty sure it's
yeah,
meat.
Mystery meat, my favorite.
Tastes like rat.
Better than cat.
Yeah, they wouldn't serve cat here. You want to talk about bad luck?
Right. Bastet would be most upset.
Guy, he looks over at you stepping in. You see this strange figure.
Yulia Rafina. These gentlemen, I believe, are from the Ma dynasty. Unfortunately, they speak no Latin, but this one does appear to know some Greek.
I will greet them.
You realize that with your blessing, you're able to speak to them in their language.
Yeah, I'll greet them in their language.
Corvus, she starts speaking whatever the hell he's speaking.
Well, so she knows lots of languages. Well, I heard her tell Tiberius that she was doing something with her god when she was speaking Egyptian. So okay.
You're very educated. Sorry, I meant no offense. And he joins his hands together and layers them on top of each other, and then he ducks his head down and then lowers his body in a very formal-looking bow, but foreign. It's not something Romans do.
I will return with a similarly formal Roman gesture. Because I don't know the meanings of his own gesture, but I know Roman gestures, at least. So.
You must be an honorable scholar or blood of a senator.
The latter.
Nods.
I am pleased to meet you. I apologize for the fright my traveling companion may have given you.
It is perfectly fine. I understand that barbarity is common in among your client states, but I recognize a person of Rome and your noble visage and character. I apologize for nearly killing your soldier.
Not with that roll, you don't.
He ain't admitting to that.
Thank you for your restraint.
I am Yu Shen. I hail in service to the Ma dynasty, a order of people who serve to protect the great empire of China from disaster, magical, and evil. Much like your Lex Arcana, but more secretive. He said the word Lex Arcana. I presume you're the same?
Yes.
Nods. I presume this isn't your tavern that I'm using.
No, it is not.
Oh, good. So, what name could I call you by? I understand that your noble women do not share their true names to protect themselves from evil spirits. So I will not insult you to ask you your true name.
I am of the family Yulia. You may address me with that name.
He raises his eyebrows, visibly impressed. Like, huh? Because yeah, they know who that family is.
Yes, a lot of Roman ladies don't do that, but I am a Julia.
Oh no, that's my family name. So,
Yeah.
like, I'm not giving them my personal name.
Oh yeah, I know, but that's just like a lovely power move. It's like, oh, we know most ladies don't really do that, and then you're just like, yeah, some don't, but I'm me, and this is my family.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm someone important. Have you heard of the Julias by chance? If there's any family foreigners would know, Julia family would come to mind.
Yeah.
He bows again. Apologies, I did not recognize his features in your face. That is my failing, and lack of education. Though I forgive you for not knowing my family, just as much.
Oh yeah.
So, what could a most regal and noble and honorable member of the Yulia family ask of the Yu family? Yu, rather. I'm mispronouncing that like crazy. My Chinese is garbage.
Ask what brings you to this land.
It has come to our attention through allies of the Ma dynasty that an evil magician, a magician king, is seeking to rise up in this land and bring darkness into the world. I'm here to stop them.
Then we have common cause. I suspect.
As we normally do, it seems.
Are you giving Corvus the gist of this as you go, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, half-thinkingly, she starts rattling stuff in Raytheon at you. Because it's so easy to just speak whatever language he easiest understands.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe we should suggest an alliance and sharing some knowledge. They also have a magic library back there.
I agree. Given that we have a common enemy, it perhaps makes sense for us to unite against it.
I would remind you, honorable lady, that I do not serve the interests of Rome, and as I understand it, the Lex Arcana does not serve the interests of China. Can we truly be of meeting of arms in this?
Neither of us want the Black Pharaoh to be reinstated. Whatever the difference between our empires, I think in this we have common motivations, and we can trust in that at least.
He nods. Then, I believe I would request of you then, a presentation of your squadron, of your section, to recognize your bona fides and present mine in formal recognition of our, let's be realistic, our temporary alliance. You catch hit the realistic has another tone to it. Pragmatic, maybe a better way to say that, but he's saying a different word, but you catch the subtle way he said it. He's being a bit cynical. even in his language. Like, it's a cynical way to say realistic, but he's not saying pragmatic 'cause that's a little too direct.
And in other words, I'm guessing from what you're saying that he fully believes that we'll be enemies again as soon as this is over.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's like, yeah, that's inevitable.
I kind of have this. I kind of have the same expectation. We both are from empires, and empires tend to tolerate each other uneasily at best.
Yeah.
Yeah. If not necessarily enemies, at least not necessarily on the same side.
Yeah.
Great power relations.
Mm-hmm. So at this point, he's basically asking from you a presentation to him. Like, he wants you to take audience with him and present your Cantabarum to him.
Maybe we can do it somewhere besides a dusty old abandoned taverna.
He will actually invite you, if you all gather up, he will invite you to sit with him for tea in one of the upper rooms.
Let us go for tea then, and I will call over Tiberius.
Trouble? Nope.
No trouble.
I'll walk over, axe on my hip in full armor.
Oh.
All is well, Tiberius.
Oh, very well.
They grow
We have
them.
a common enemy with this, them for right now.
Oh.
They too seek to prevent the rise of the Black Pharaoh.
I'll give the man a nod.
He gives you a
I'll
nod
fold-
back.
I'll fold back my raven cloak, revealing my much less shiny and fancy armor.
He grimaces at you, like, really? I was attacked by a poor person?
And I will present my bona fides.
Yep. Over tea.
I'll present mine as well.
All right, so it's been a while since we've done an audience.
Are we going to mention Calypso, or
You would
That's
present
not
her
mentioned.
as someone it's like she's not here now, but just so
Right.
you know. Just so you know her as an ally, please don't attack her, sort of thing. It's like, oh,
Right.
okay. Thanks for letting me know, sort of thing. That way you're also not hiding her, like, aha, tricked you. It's like, no, we're not trying to trick you. She's just sick, that's all. It's like, oh, okay. That's fair.
Yep.
People get sick, it happens. This is a roll of Octoritus as you begin your presentation as to exactly who you are.
am I remember right that only a single person can make this roll, or can we assist, or?
Yep, only one person can do it, because they're the
Yeah,
ones doing the
okay.
full...
Yep.
Who amongst us has the highest Doctoritas?
I do with a score of 15, actually.
Right. Yours is one higher than mine, so.
But later on,
Uh,
it's going to be a lot of de society rolls, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah,
Um,
generally.
Which is
what I
where
wanted to
Yulia
ask, though,
excels.
Does the language barrier not help me here? As in, would Yulia Rufino be better at this because she speaks his language for the time being?
It's possible for you to talk to him because one of you speaks his language, or a language he knows.
Okay, then I shall introduce us. It is with the greatest honor that I present Yulia Rufina of House Yulia. I am Tiberius of Mauritania, and this is our comrade-in-arms, Belisarius Corvus. And I will roll.
And you also give each other their ranks. That she's a Beneficaris, he's a Beneficaris, you're
Yep.
a Diminitaris, sort of thing. Diminitaris? That may be wrong.
Here's a 9.
Okay, so scroll. All right, so you did succeed because it's just a matter of doing the formal introductions and calling out each other's ranks. That you're of the Lex Arcana. Here's your bona fides. Like, there's a whole procedure to presenting yourself. So now the question becomes, what are you hoping to get him to do? What do you want out of him and his faction? Because you learned quickly that he introduced himself again to you. that he is Yu Shen of the Ma Dynasty. He is an honorable general in the Ma Dynasty family. So he is a fairly high-ranking person who serves at loyally to the Emperor of Heaven, the Emperor of China, basically. So he introduces as well that he has his own, what you would translate to as a Cantabarum. He has his personal Cantabarum here. He has not brought in. He will tell you freely, it's his personal retinue. He hasn't brought a full army of 1,000 because that's not how they do things in like the Lex Arcana. They don't have. They like to keep their numbers small when dealing with the enemy, because it attracts less attention. And if they need more army, well, they'll just hire. In his case, he has to hire more army. He has to hire mercenaries because because he knows if he brings the Chinese military here, Rome's going to be offended. They're going to take that as an invasion.
Simple scheme of resource sharing to begin with.
Well,
let's pull our resources together and see what we can come up with.
So in an audience, you're aiming for an overall goal. You get one. How much help do you want him to give?
Well, militarily he cannot help us, but like I said, we can help each other out information-wise. While it's potentially in our interest to work together for the sake of, betterment of the universe, so to speak, we'd like to be as transparent as possible between ourselves to, chat about what we've learned and see what we can extrapolate from that.
Okay.
How does that sound to you, too?
That makes sense. I agree.
I mean, they can't help us in any other way, I think. Spiritually, perhaps, maybe. But maybe information. Well, spiritually, we'd be dealing with a lot of forbidden cults, I think, so maybe not the jive we're looking for.
Information for sure. I mean, there are not a lot of them. And again, there's not a lot of us. They might be able to help us in some other ways. I mean, our goals kind of are the same. It wouldn't be bad to have, we're backing up each other. Like, we've got right here another specialized, anti-magic, anti-evil Cantaburnum that could potentially, fight by our side to accomplish the goal, the common goal. I think we pitch for an alliance, limited as it may be, to stop the evil from rising in Egypt, including information sharing to figure out what's going on and who's behind it and how to tamp it down. But also, we back each other up in this regard.
Okay, yeah, I'm down for that. We've got the Mercury Negotiator here with us. She can handle that.
Yeah, and might even be able, might even be able to assist them by making it a little bit easier for them to move around or to access some resources through us.
Right, because unlike them, we're locals.
Well, you can literally call up the Legion if need be. It's like, I don't have to pay for mercenaries? Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, we can bring the hammer if it comes to that. Yeah.
Okay. You are looking at I'm gonna skip this step. You have 7 attempts to get 6 successes on a difficulty of 6. You may choose either the Society, or you could use the Bellow, given the nature of what you're asking for.
I definitely want to use the Society. That is definitely more in my interest.
Does that mean that all subsequent helpings, if we can give help, will be with the Society, or could I use the Bellow to get my point across?
Keep in mind, it's like an advanced in an audience. Each you can't really help each other, but you could say, if, say Yulia starts running low on society or says, I don't know if I can make a better society argument, you could pivot to say, I'm going to start doing the bellow now.
Oh, okay, okay. You go ahead then, Julia. Go get him.
I'm just going to lurk in my raven cloak
Does
with a hawk on my shoulder.
what's the word? Does negotiation apply on this?
Yes, given that you're talking about an exchange of resources and such.
Sure.
Because he doesn't have to. If you make an alliance, he doesn't have to sneak around anymore. He'll be legally allowed to be here and operate under your authority. That's 3 successes.
Sweet.
Good. All right. I will roll again, I guess. Three more.
You hammer out back and forth between each other. And it doesn't take very long. Like you sit there talking about things. He asks questions about exactly what you mean. He tells you what he can and can't do. And you're saying, well, we're not asking for that. We're asking for this. And you very quickly, and it helps, you find that your understanding of his language speeds things along immensely. And he nods and goes, okay. Then the U section regarding the Tome of Egyptus will assist in the mystery of Egyptus with the Lex Arcana. I understand. I can approach you, either any of you. But I also know that I could approach with your your word, the Magister Gaius Burrus, rather, if need be, to get anything more formal long term. But my understanding is it is just between your Cantabarum and my section. And if we need more, I'll ask you to work. Likewise with you, if you need more from us, I will be your liaison between my betters as well. But in an emergency, we can reach. If you have an emergency and you can't get to me, you may take this. And he reaches into a bag he has, and he presents to you a perfect sphere of sapphire. You take this and throw it as hard as you can at the ground or any solid surface. It will crack. Be mindful, it will make a loud bang, but it will magically alert myself or my allies that you're in trouble and need immediate, urgent assistance. And we will get to you, either I will get to you or my allies will get to you as soon as we can. And he holds out the perfect orb of sapphire.
We'll accept it.
And for a brief moment, as you take it into your hand, it feels cold in your palm. And you can see tiny snowflakes forming and crystallizing and then immediately melting in the sphere.
I will watch. We'll watch the snow with interest.
You may give me Demacia.
Very well. I assume Imperial Cults does not apply.
It does not, no.
I figured. Nope.
It's really interesting. You don't not understand precisely how it works. It's clearly magical. That you know obvious, but this is a very strange object. You've never seen anything like it in all of your time in Lex Arcana. Then again, you're not an augur, so. And he learns that he now knows what languages you all speak. He can speak Greek. He can speak his home language, obviously, which there's no way any of you know it. He also knows. Well, actually, what languages do you all speak? And I can tell you whether or not he speaks them. That's probably faster.
Latin and Greek in my case.
I have Punic and Berber on my end.
Latin, Raytheon, and German.
He can speak German. Oddly enough. Although you learn quickly that his German is way out of date. Like he sounds like he's speaking from a couple centuries ago. Probably from some old German text some traveler got once upon a time. So he sounds like an old man when he tries his German. Though his Greek's pretty modern. It seems like he's run into Greek far more than he's run into German. And as for your languages, Tiberius, he knows neither of them. He doesn't know. No. There's no way.
That's okay. Sometimes neither do I.
So, how can I be of help to your Cantabarum?
Ask him about the symbol we found on the book about Nefrin Ka, the Thathomi.
I will ask him about that, yes.
That is a shorthand that we use to indicate what you would call a magical beast or a threat to Rome. Except it's in our code. It lets us know that it's something that's worth us going across the world to deal with. Something worth the Ma Dynasty's time rather than the locals. For in my land, everyone has some familiarity with magic, but we are the ones armed for very specific threats. You also, you're able to read between the lines a little bit without rolling that their organization does not bother with danger 1 threats. That's not, you would. Any danger level above 0, like anyone who's doing magical stuff, even if it's just some cultist who's praying to dark gods, that guy gets arrested. Like that is an investigation worth the Lex Arcana's time. The Emperor does not want you messing with it. In his case, he doesn't bother. It has to be a major threat, which the Black Pharaoh would count because that's an existential threat.
Yeah,
that clearly is something he'd care about. But he doesn't have the same rankings like you do. It's either I don't care or I care.
but yeah, let's share information.
Yeah.
Let me scroll.
Oh, well, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, ask him if he knows that bandit woman, the shield.
Well, let's ask him if he's turned up anything connecting this Amos Katara with what's happening in the region, the madness and the apparent rise of Nefrin Ka.
He sits and sips his tea as you discuss among each other what you're going to ask him.
Yeah, I mean, I think we, because basically the information we've gotten from the 10th archive is, let's compare notes on the Black Sun, on the Black Pharaoh, on Heror in Thebes, or Thebes. The on Avaris / Aspis. And the Circle of the Usurped. And if they have been able to make any connections that we have not. That's my 2 cents.
I'd also think on it. Till next time.
And Nanette and the weird statue.
Yeah.
That in particular, and if the grave robbings have, or quote unquote grave robbings have anything to do with it,
Yeah, I think, Yulia, you have to make the call to put that to them.
I will ask first what they know about the shrine under the water, and then secondly about the grave robbings, among other things.
He's aware of the shrine to the goddess of the abyss, or what the locals call it anyway. He's heard that people recover things from there. He's also heard that sometimes people leave things behind to curse their rivals. So he's been a little leery about going there because it's within easy view of the villagers of the sunken city. Who he's sure is in league with the people who dredge things up, because if they weren't, they could easily report it to your legionnaires.
So that's probably how. Was what Ezram had on it, was that actually tattoos, or was that like a piece of jewelry that started crawling into his body like a tattoo or something?
It was a tattoo. It's just that Layla commented that it looked weird to her because it's the sort of pattern you'd see in jewelry, not as a tattoo.
Right. So let's maybe ask what they know about Heror, the high priest of Ra, I think.
Yeah.
Amun-Ra.
He's heard of this man, and saw writings of him in the Library of Alexandria. He understands he's a very high priest with great prestige and renown.
But hasn't heard anything that might connect him with what's going on here.
Well,
with the
his allies have told him that a dark omen rests over him and his stars. And that perhaps his fate is not his own. But he doesn't know himself. He hasn't found him. He hasn't gone... He's been doing most of his investigation in Alexandria because he's very limited in his squad. His section is limited in their infiltration because they have to... Which will be easier now that you're letting them move around freely, but they've been mostly operating in Alexandria and looking through your library.
Okay. Kind of like we have.
Yeah.
Ask him if he's been to the Egyptian court or if they've conducted any investigations there. I'm actually curious.
Yeah, I'll ask.
Yes, we haven't spoken to any of the locals. We don't... None of us... we know a language that they might know, but it's very... It's only the most... the only person we've really... Actually, there's one person, one of his... He didn't speak to them, but one of his section has. Cappadocia, the merchant in
Well, yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they've spoken to him because he knows the language of the Middle Lands.
I will ask if he knows anything of Layla.
Could you
She'll
describe what
provide
she
him-
looks like? That's a pretty popular name, I heard.
Yeah, I will describe her appearance.
I've seen her. She's not of the Ma Dynasty, obviously. But she does work for the allies of the Ma Dynasty.
And then perhaps propose this to him as a beginning of our new and fruitful relationship. We need help locating Layla. We fear that she may be missing, for
Yes.
lack of a better word, and we would like to find her again and make sure that she is safe.
I will.
So go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, I just say as much that she's gone missing and we are worried for her safety.
Have you found her body anywhere?
No.
She is fine.
No, good enough.
Well, see,
My
else they would like to
allies.
believe that.
My
There
allies
are many ways to
are.
hide.
My allies are resourceful when it comes to evading their enemies. If she was in trouble, she would have been able to escape.
I see.
Whether I know precisely where she is, I don't know. She's not part of my section. She's part of my allies. But the only way she would not be okay is if she was dead. And if she was, you would have heard of her death. Or will soon. But
I have doubts to this. Like I said, it is very easy to hide a body in a metropolis like this. But then again, maybe I'm just being pessimistic. So, just to reiterate, doesn't know anything about Amenkitara? No?
the question has not been
Yes,
asked.
no? But, okay, Yulia's not here, she's on a BRB. Could I pose the question through her?
Sure. He's heard of this Shield of the Sea, this third-rate pirate who has been and relic hunter who has been trading in various goods they pull from wreckages. And they use their they don't use any of the major cities because frankly there's a good guess here that they're evading taxes, which that's something that happens in his homeland. If there's any city that would welcome people like her, he heard it's the city of Avaris. but he's also heard that she has her own personal base outside of it. Avaris is a criminal town.
Hive of scum and villainy.
Avarice. Sounds the same, doesn't it? Nomen est omen. But I'll be frank with him. I fear that her tampering with these relics may have drawn a power upon her, perhaps that she cannot or will not be able to control. I fear there is more than just third-rate piracy. Perhaps.
It is the fools and uneducated who pry into the sacred and visit upon themselves evil. Smart people don't dig into places they shouldn't go.
Very much so. Therefore, I fear we may have a breach with the common folk, as it were, or third-rate pirates. Do you know where we can find her, aside from that town? Do you know if she has any hideouts anywhere?
Like I said, she has some sort of base that she operates in the nearby riverways. He doesn't know exactly where that is yet.
Yeah, we know the rough location. I think he's talking about that place where all the ships moor and make a little, floating town at night.
You guys know that.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, over there.
Yu Chen doesn't know it. He's still. If anything, he would ask you if you knew where it was. But you asked him, so he's like, "Oh, you must not know where it is." Okay.
Have you? And I'll ask a question through Yulia if I can.
Okay.
Have you determined who is trying to unseal the tomb of the Black Pharaoh? Where have you any threads on this tapestry that seem to be being pulled that are behind there? We have I feel as if our time is shortening, and as it stands now, I see multiple possibilities, but we thus far have gained no sure and solid clue of the direction we should take. We know of the Circle of the Usurped, the ancient mummies. There has been mention of both Thebes and Akhenaten. Akhenaten, of course, is where the pharaoh is entombed. But have you been able to determine where this plot may be being pulled from?
We know it's here in Egypt. We know it's not an outside source. We know it's not a far ritual, so it has to be happening somewhere here. Given the way spiritual forces flow in lands, it must be somewhere along the Nile or in the Delta somewhere. And his allies agree with you that the threat is here, and that time is running short. And there are, in the auguries of his allies, there are dark stars over this Hiror, and there are dark stars over a child or young man. And that these stars are... If it is this Black Pharaoh, then it sounds like he must be rearranging the stars against the will of the gods, forcing misfortune and terror in Egypt.
And if I'm remembering the Circle of the Usurped right, part of the whole thing of bringing the Black Pharaoh back is basically he'll be poured into a vessel or reborn in a vessel kind of thing. A young child or somebody, right? Is that part of it? Am I remembering right?
I couldn't possibly comment.
I can. It's just going to take me a minute to scroll up through my notes. I think it was when we were talking to Burris. Or that. It's the Black Wind. Yeah, okay, so the Circle of the Usurped, what the Lex Arcana knows about it, works to bring about the return of the son of Horus, a living heir in the world who can be used to bring back Horus's power, kind of a true pharaoh. So that may be where this young man / child comes in. Perhaps as a vessel, perhaps as a sacrifice. Do your allies know where this young child is, or this person is?
All I know is they're not in Alexandria. We've been searching. We were hoping that either of their stars were dwelling here, Alexandria being such an important city. But we've since learned in our studies that Hiror does not come to Alexandria very often. He mostly stays in his city. As for the child does not live here, but they do live somewhere in Egypt. And they know the child isn't someone important because they kept looking in the library, and they're not seeing anyone who matches. They have a rough idea what kind of person they are, but not an exact description. So it's a lot of going back and forth for them to go back to the allies, ask for clarification, come back to the library, check again, maybe look around the city, and hope that they see the person. To put it another way, he says that there are blessings that his ancestors give him and his section, but they are still mortals. They are still people, so they have to actually be within sight of somebody to see that constellation over their head. Like, if you disguise yourself now and change your entire appearance, I could still tell who you were. I could tell you from your stars, not from your face. But I need to see you first.
Just not necessarily know I'm standing right beside you in the dark. I gotcha.
Well, I never met you before at that point. You were a new encounter with unfamiliar stars.
Okay. So let's drive more and more towards Hiror. Look through. What do you know about, in our language, a phrase that's been recurring is midnight, or forces of midnight. Do you know anything about something called midnight and may have some association with the black sun?
You would know them. I would never associate, well, so my allies, you would know them as the Media Nox. They are a semi-tolerated, semi-forbidden organization in Rome, who do what we do and do what you do, but they show no favor or leniency for any empire. Rather, they see themselves as the shield of everyone and everywhere. Yet they have no empire of their own. They are very... If we're being polite, they are very benevolent. Perhaps naive. They array themselves against a force calling itself midnight. This force of power that seeks to consume and destroy every person in the world for some ancient slight. These forces are things that are like the demons of the underworld. They come out to enforce its will and try to pull it into the world. And actually, they believe that Rome is. I don't want to alarm you. I don't want you to feel that I'm trying to panic you or your organization. But my allies say that Rome seems to be the blunted part of the vanguard, the weak point in defense that will crumble first against Midnight's pressure. And whether or not that's actually true is in the hearts and blades of people like us, you and me. But that is where it is focusing its power, and it is seeming to succeed little by little. That's part of why we're hoping to save at least Egypt from this disaster. Because we have to look after China, ultimately. But it is my understanding that the Medianox seek to save Rome, even if Rome doesn't want their help.
Well, we have heard our recent work described by our own augurs as reinforcing the pillars of Rome. So I believe that we have been working to shore up some of the weaknesses that the forces coming down upon us all may have been looking for. If we can continue to do so, our augurs tell us that Rome will withstand the blows that will be rained against her. So, we too seek to shore up the pillar that is Egypt.
Elsewise, I would say to you that the Medianox are, unlike China, they work through the Ma Dynasty. We are allied with them, and through our alliance, they work with China. But they never will submit or kowtow to our emperor. They refuse. Which, as you may understand, is not permitted. They are refuting the will of heaven to do this, to refuse his power in his lands, obviously. Likewise, I understand that they do not do this. They do the same for Rome, but unlike China, you have no intermediary, and the Lex Arcana, although it is similar to the Ma Dynasty, is currently has no alliance with the Medianox like I do. So I can work. Your alliance is with me in the Ma Dynasty. I'll be honest, I'm probably not going to mention you to them, for that may complicate my relationship with them. But I would tell you they're not your enemies, but I think they're not your friends right now either.
I think I understand. While you were gone, we've just been asking questions through you, Yulia.
Gotcha. And sorry about that.
No worries.
Upset stomach.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good now.
Okay.
I think we can reconvene with our Ma ally at some other point, perhaps, when we both have something more to share. We've been given some breadcrumbs, so we might as well go investigate those.
I agree.
Just a quick question for him. What avenues are they currently looking to explore?
Currently, they're searching for they've so far eliminated that the child is here in Alexandria. He must be somewhere else in Egypt, likely along the river, because that makes the most sense. Given if he's so spiritually aligned, then he must be somewhere along the river. So they will either the intention was either to seek out this pilfer of tombs, this pirate, or they're going to start searching for the child along the river.
What kind of information do they think the pirate has?
Well, people who
might have.
The people who who we think that perhaps that there was something sacred or powerful, an item of influence that is changing the stage, is shifting how our armies are arrayed against our invisible foe, such that we, without knowing, since we don't know precisely what they got, we want to know, one, what they got, what did they take, and who did they give it to? And through that, they may be able to divine where in the fog of war where the true pieces are arrayed. Because the shape of things are too mysterious, and it is risky to make further movements or bigger commitments without knowing where the stones of your enemy are residing. Otherwise, you risk just being captured and destroyed. So.
Okay, well, if there is any way that we can aid you, please do not hesitate to reach out. I believe you know where we are staying, unless you don't.
Well, my query is, I actually don't, not yet, but I do wonder what you intend to do. So we don't just double up on the same thing.
Well, as far as the air is concerned, I suppose you can have the reins on that for now, and we can reconvene on it later. I don't know about what you two think, but I think this bandit leader of ours, third-rate pirate, whatever they want to call them, perhaps is harboring more than we suspect. I know it's not much, but perhaps it's a thread that we can just gently pull and unravel something else.
Yeah, she might be able to provide us a lead, and if the Dynasty of Ma can continue through whatever sources to try and track down the location of the child, then perhaps we can reconvene after we've returned from our encounter with the pirate, assuming we do. So yeah, I think for us, the pirate is the next step, maybe.
Yes.
Although
Okay.
I'm thinking we're going to wind up in Thebes before long. I'm just thinking maybe Hero's up to this in his neck, particularly after the kid's got dark stars over him, and so does this Hero.
Very well. If you need to speak with me again, I'm directing my section from here. And I'm here from sunset to a little bit before sunset and a little bit after sunrise.
Well, sometimes you can find us at the Leviathan. If we are not at the Leviathan, we will most likely be somewhere out or in the library.
Much the same, honestly. I was planning to go there tonight, actually. So.
Our augur has fallen sick, therefore we would like to go, but alas, no such luck.
Nah.
Wait, I'd like to ask him if he knows about Gaius Callius. What was his last name? The guy who knew enough of their language to translate roughly the symbol they were using.
Oh, Campolis. Gaius Callius Campolis.
Yes.
Yes.
He has a lot of writings in archaeology. He seems to be a rather esteemed Egyptologist, it seems. I've read many of his works.
Not one of your allies.
No, that's what I've been told, and they usually tell me if they have allies here or not.
He seems to know at least a little of your language. At
Well,
least in its written form.
It is a noble language that the most educated should learn. He must be a very wise man.
Fair enough.
So do you all withdraw back to Leviathan?
I think we've earned a good night's rest. It's been a hell of a day.
Yeah.
So, you all return back to Leviathan, full of questions, full of possible answers and paths. And perhaps you've not run out of time yet. For everyone watching out there, thank you very much for watching. For those of you playing, thank you very much for playing. And we'll see you all again next time. Bye.
Yeah, that's what's starting to worry me as we've got to start finding some clues and moving quicker, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised you were gonna look for I was like, this guy. It's like if you may never reach out to this guy, you may never talk to him, which is fine. But it's like, yeah, we'll go over there. Like, oh, okay, I guess you're talking to him now. Hopefully, you won't kill each other.
Well, that was one of the very first things we saw, and I honestly been waiting to do it at night so I could invoke that Indigamata, which I've never pronounced right. And then since we were at the box and it was the perfect time, I was like, oh, I might as well take care of this.
So many questions, so little answers. Like, what the hell? Every session I come here, it's just like, how deep does this go?
Deep. All the way to Cthulhu.
And there's only so much I can say because obviously I know what you're supposed to do. It's like, well, how you get there is up to you. I don't know how you're gonna get where you're going.
Well, people, next weekend is Valentine's Day. Don't know if you guys had anything planned.